Welcome back to Roll for Story, the Clawed Coast. So, this is our weekly D&D stream set in the desert plains far to the west. And currently the party have one mission in mind, and that is try and avert a crisis which is coming to the Damsir estate and indeed all of the Rylea coast. Dragons are waiting for a perfect storm. They are clearly patient creatures who don't really rush into things, obviously waiting for the perfect moment to strike. So, you've all gathered and decided the best course of action is to seek out these dragons, see if they can be bargained with. And Rakost, Karis' father, had bargained with them in the past, and with enough payment, had stated their encroaching forces. So, hoping to do the same again, Carius sets out with all the coffers of his family and all the payment from his bodyguard duty. And I guess you guys are just preparing to leave. You're getting all your goods together, all your spells are prepared.
I still wanted to use some spells from the night before.
Okay, which spells would you like to
I would
use?
like to do some scrying. I'd like to drag Kashan in.
Okay.
Sorry, you want to do what with me?
I go see Kashan. I'm like, I'm going to scry on either the blue dragon or Castellius. Would you like to join me? Because it's similar to how you meditate.
Uh, sure. I don't know much about scrying.
I could show you.
Sure.
So we go to the meditation room in the.
What does it exactly do?
It allows someone to see someone else from afar and hear what's going on.
And do they know?
It's spying. It's spying.
Okay, well, if I know anything about spying, there's got to be some form of risk.
No, just I might fail and it might not work, or I might pass and it might work, and we get to see, and then we find out if they've found the island that we need for the dragons.
Okay, as long as we won't get into any problems before we even get there.
No, we shouldn't.
Shouldn't.
Well, I don't see how we can.
Okay.
What the? Are you? Why was that D100?
Keep going.
So we go to the meditation room and it's all up Kashan's alley probably, because I made this in means of Kashan being able to meditate with fellow party members if he wanted to.
Oh.
And I believe, if I bring up my thing, it requires the onyx to do.
That was meant to be me saying that, but
Alright. What does the meditation room look like exactly?
So it'd be like full of like incense burners and like a mat that you can, well, individual mats that people can sit on, and you know, little bells that you ding. Because this is because Llewellyn doesn't actually know about meditation and what you need. So he's just he just imagined it as to, because he's trying to make a room that Kashan can meditate in if he ever wants to do it with
I can
us.
just
It's sort of
imagine
like
there's like a giant Zen garden.
pretty much that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And,
his interpretation of it. So there's like stereotypes of meditation everywhere.
A lot of these are very gimmicky.
if you have any ideas to change, you're welcome to mention it. I'm just going off.
Incense is a bit of a giveaway.
Would you like me to get? Not the time.
It's fine. I've
You hear
already got my own.
So we got.
You hear a sharp shh from the corner of the room.
Oh no.
Oh.
There is a Snurg in a yoga position, and he's got like dots tattooed down his forehead here.
Oh
He's
no.
just like in a trance. He had put his fingers to his lips. Then he goes back to his meditation.
So, I do the runes around the mats, and I put the onyx in the middle. And I'm like, when you meditate, what sort of brings you in, like, to your like mode of trance? Is it like the key you keep mentioning? Kia? I don't.
The sound of him expending ki.
Effectively, is just delving into my own core. As you say, working
Yeah.
with my own key.
So, another way of a person's core is the arcane weave and the way it interacts with each being and how it connects. Some are weaker, some are stronger. And we're going to connect to another person through the crystal. So, we're going to bring our consciousness into the crystal and through to the web that connects to. Let's try the dragon first. Let's try Zaf. And obviously, me being one that tranced for a very long time, thinking that I could sleep that way, I know how to do that pretty well.
Okay.
So I'm gonna attempt to try and bring Kashan into it as well to see if like we can both see what I'm gonna be seeing, if that's acceptable. Story, story.
Scrying is concentration, right?
No, it's just.
No, it is concentration.
Oh,
It's
is
a
it?
10-minute concentration spell.
Let's check things up on that. Okay, so provided you can both enter into some kind of trance, so it's going to be damn tricky. You'd have to be. You'd maybe have to have the help of an external magic item or magic caster, maybe.
Well, that's
I
what
mean,
I am.
you're looking into because as part of this, you need a focus worth at least 1,000 gold, such as a crystal ball, a silver mirror, or font
Yeah,
filled with holy water.
That's what the
So
crystal
wouldn't
onyx is.
Kashan be able to just look into that and see what Velen is seeing?
Potentially, you could also maybe create. Have you got minor illusion?
I have major image.
That's concentration as well. Most
But-
illusion spells are concentration.
But no, just if it can't be done, then
I'll say you could do it with telepathic bond.
sure, I'll do that as well. Then, just trying to do it for story purposes and a bit of
So you take 10 minutes to sort of first of all connect your minds,
yeah.
and after that's complete, you then begin entering into a scrying like spell. What does this look like when you cast it? Because you haven't really described it before, have you?
Well,
It's a
it's
crystal ball.
mostly just the runes, and then they sort of like light up very faintly towards the crystal, and then the crystal gives off like a low hum.
Hmm.
But it's mostly just like our minds and consciousness sort of going through the onyx and seeing
The
what's up.
Zen Snurg in the corner is matching the pitch of the hum perfectly with his own kind of like
Of course he is. Of
Um,
course.
and yeah, it's resonating with the crystal. And Snurg's third eye opens as well, and he joins the vision and the telepathic bond. He's like, yes, I see it now. Across the sea, far away. A draconic mind you seek. And it feels like everyone's vision is becoming like out of body right now, soaring across the oceans, over islands, over seas. and finally, perhaps reaching destination.
Yeah, gonna make a roll.
Me.
Yeah, and it says knowledge save, so I think it's wisdom.
It fails.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's meant to be the dragon, but anyway. All right. So the draconic bestial mind is scryed upon, and your little invisible sensor appears nearby, and it is invisible. But what does your sensor look like? Does it look like the onyx crystal that you're kind of focusing on, but like an eyeball?
Probably, yeah.
Mm. Okay. Or it could look like your actual eyeball, the one that you've spooned out. Or it could just be a spoon.
Yes, I would
Oh.
be that would be good. I would like that. The one that got spooned out.
Oh.
'Cause it's technically a spell that's going through the book and the
Nice.
eyeball on the book.
Cool. It looks just as fresh as the day you spooned it, sort of severed with little bits of sinew still hanging from it.
No,
And yeah,
you made it creepy.
I did because you are creepily spying on people. So
And it was carved out by Hestelia.
yeah, they didn't have the most delicate touch. Cold, emotionless snake woman. Anyway,
It changed
so
my mind. It said Lavelle and Chibi Face. No, I'm kidding.
in like a see-through ball.
It's fine.
All right. Anyway, you have seen the dragon, and it is still soaring across the seas. Unfortunately, as per my D100 roll, it has yet to discover the island and still searching. There is, however, patchy kind of mist in the distance. It's hard to find out where you are based on just those. Doesn't seem to be many landmarks. They're just flying in the open ocean right now.
Is there anything being said? Is Castelia still there? Like,
Castellius is still there and is riding atop the dragon, but they're not saying much. They both look very tired. Even maybe pushing exhaustion levels at this rate, because they are desperate to find it before time runs out.
Hmm.
So yeah, even Castellius' eyes are like half closed. He's sort of leaning forward slightly, nearly falling off the dragon, and then Zeph kind of lets her jostle through its body. And he kind of comes to. But you can see Zap is sort of flagging as well. His flight is kind of up and down, kind of drooping lower.
And it's like that for the next like 10 or so minutes. Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Continuous flight. They seem to be circling though, not going in a straight line. They're looking for. Seem to be like circling this large section of mist.
So maybe it's within the mist. They're just cautious.
Either that or they're cautious about going inside, potentially getting lost and then losing their sense of direction.
Hmm.
They do seem to be encircling it. And maybe at this point they do speak. And they're like, well, what do you think, Zaf? The dragon wormling speaks back. Not sure. I've never been this far. It is unknown territory. We could get lost in there, or it could be the place we were looking for. Maybe the reason why it's so hard to find is because it's shrouded in mist.
Hmm.
But we haven't got time. I guess the only option to push forward. Let's risk it. And they both decide to fly off into the mist. And at that point, your sensor becomes almost useless as you're just seeing a whiteout.
Yeah, just like outline of a dragon in a lot of whiteness. Yeah. Okay, I pull us both out. I'm like, it worked, but not much information other than they haven't found what they're looking for. That doesn't help us.
They're being pushed for time, don't you think?
Hmm. We all are. I might have to try again tomorrow, see if they've found anything in the mist.
Well, aren't we going to be planning on moving now?
Yeah,
Or in the morning at least? What time is it? Where am I?
it's this is the night before because I
Okay.
wouldn't have wanted to waste spells on the way to dragons.
Oh.
But
Cool.
yeah. But that's interesting for you. New experience. I don't know what where your mind goes when you meditate.
Well, it's almost like a out-of-body experience, effectively.
I mean, that could be considered an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a little more forced than I'd like it to be. But meditation is, for myself at least, is more of a self-reflection. It's all about pinpointing my own weaknesses and finding out how to seal them effectively. So it's definitely a new experience.
Yeah. By the way, I don't do that all the time. Just to check up on people I'm worried about or for information that we might need, like against a load of blue dragons.
No, that's perfectly fine. I won't tell any of the others.
Well, I'm not scared of the others, but okay. Is this how we're gonna do it? Sure.
Go
for it.
ahead, Daniel's like.
Yeah. Oh, I still win. I'm like, you can tell them that I know how to scry. It's a useful spell.
I run.
It definitely seems like Kishan is maybe at least afraid of one of them, but you're uncertain who. Just that, yeah, there is a fear somewhere in his fur.
Okay. Bye,
And-
Kashan.
Kishan's off. Looks like he knocked over the tea as well as he left.
I think you scared him, I'd say, to the snag who was doing the meditation with us.
Who's the first person who I run into when I'm going back to the rooms?
Probably a Snoke who's just come out the shower. He's got like a big towel wrapped around his head.
The
So-
Venom
oh.
is always watching.
Oh, sorry, yes. Which way are you going? Nearly knocked my towel off.
The villain is always.
And you don't want to see what's under here.
I'm
Yeah, I
basically
leave.
Santa Claus.
Not that I wear any clothes. No
watch
one
you while you
will
sleep.
anyway.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Anyway, anyway, we will unless anyone wants to do anything before the night is up.
Yeah, I'll probably spend the next 5-10 minutes periodically going around the group and telling them that Llewellyn spies on everyone.
Okay.
Karis's response.
With his
Honestly,
eyes,
I'm
who's
not.
missing?
Honestly, I'm not that surprised.
They know I can scry. I've spoke about it in person, in front of everyone. Whether they know what scrying is a different story, but
It's just creepy.
why
I'm
do I,
assuming I know what the scrying spell is.
Yeah, you would.
why do I,
Definitely.
why do I include Kashan in anything?
Why did you include him in something?
Because it'd be an interesting thing. Because it's like you know, it's somewhat similar meditation wise.
Yeah, let me show you this book that's made out of dead people parts, and now let me show you that I can spy on said people.
I think it's just a representation of your sort of semi-low charisma.
Friendship.
Yeah, but
It's like, wow, Llewellyn's finally starting to change. Hey, Kashar, come and see this cool thing I've got.
yeah,
Yep, same old Llewellyn.
So he is like what you call a peeping Tom?
I think it should actually be changed to Peeping Llewellyn.
Mental note: get scrying protection on my sister's bedroom.
oh no. Oh, with that, we're skipping over to the next day. So,
Okay,
think Lavellin is that
No.
stupid or creepy.
A ward of dispel magic.
I hate
Alright.
Lavellin is many things,
Nah, we trust him.
but he's got limits.
I have much
Yeah,
respect
he's not
for
very good
many
at
things.
necromancy spell.
Yeah, let's go to the damn near estate. So, everyone in the morning grabs breakfast, gathers around the table, and plans have already been drawn out. It seems like Ericos has got a map for you guys. Oh yes, we left off with Karis and Ericos. We're coming back from the airship, but
Mm.
this is the new day now.
Yeah,
Oh.
we finished that conversation. It
We
was
did.
sentimental. It was good.
All right, so. All right, everyone's here. Riley sort of takes the lead at first and says, "Know that today you are embarking on all of our behalf. This quest you've chosen to undertake is not a light one. You're quite literally walking into the lair of a dragon, and I wish you all the safety in the world. All my prayers are with your kind, and with Riley. Hopefully she is giving you the wind at your backs that you need. And hopefully your conversation flows as easy as water. But if anyone has any doubts or any change of mind, then please speak now."
Well, yeah, to be honest, I'm full of doubts, but that's just part and parcel considering what we're doing. But things tend to work out. Let's just hope that streak continues.
It's understandable, Curious.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be
Path
the first
ahead is
time. Oh, go on.
never clear. Even in my visions, it's a guess at best as to what is really trying to be described. Omens, fortunes, it's hard to make sense of everything. Best just to trust in your faith, Carius.
Yeah. Well, it's got me this far.
Ericos says, "Well,
Shut up, Alan.
if there's no objections, then I've laid out a route for you all to take. There is a bridge to the west of here, crosses over one of the rivers. Or beyond that, there is a small town. It's actually where Zurilis has been back and forth a few times, doing some errands for us. And you're going to find a track that leads on into the Mirage Mountains. But you'll be looking for some sort of swirling sand as a landmark. There's not many settlements out that far in the desert. Just dangerous creatures, stalking dragons. It's all theirs, all their territory, and they fiercely defend it. So, best to avoid getting into any troubles. But what you're looking for is some swirling sands. If you see some sort of tornado or hurricane in the distance, you're actually on the right track.
Is this to find the Mirage Mountains or the little town on the way?
No, it's just to
This is
find.
after we've left the town. This is to find the dragons.
And how far is the town?
Well, depends on how fast you go.
It also depends on how safely we want to travel. Is it going to be more safer on the ground or by water or by air? I mean,
You'll
if
be
a-
safe up until the town. Beyond there, the open desert is like a minefield. Creatures lurk within those sands, and equally soar above its dunes.
then
As
perhaps
fast as it would be to get our ship there,
Oh.
it's probably not safe.
Andy has her hand raised.
Yes.
Well, when I had to cross the desert before, when I went from my home to the coast, I joined the caravan because they have people who can deal with the desert reasonably okay. You haven't got anything like that maybe going to and from?
Actually, yes, but only up until that small town of which I spoke. We find out its name.
Or somewhat of a those who do not pass kind of town.
Well, it's the open desert, and there's not much in that direction, so people rarely travel to it, especially since it's dragon territory. Those who go out there likely do not return.
Mm.
No.
Karish just looks a bit pensive. Mm.
But there are perhaps caravans going from the Rylia port towards this town. Once I find the damn name of it. So that'll get you that far. But being speed is of the essence, perhaps you'll want to make your own fast route rather than being slowed down.
I mean,
If
it
he was
is only
heading
a suggestion, so.
If he was heading towards the dry oasis, then a caravan would be more ideal. Somewhere
It
like
was an
that.
idea.
It's a great idea. It's just not. If there was caravans going beyond the town, then maybe. But in this case, it's unfortunate. But the smaller a group we travel in, the less likely we are to be spotted and attacked. So
then maybe by air is going to be the easiest. I mean, I just don't know what the weather is going to be like the closer we get to, storm dragons.
well, the
I
thing
can
is,
tell you. Because I witnessed it myself. Within around a 6 to 12 mile radius, there are thunderstorms all over the Mirage Mountain. And there are swirling sandstorms. But it's those sandstorms that will also guide your path. There is a canyon deep within the deserts there. There's good shelter from the sandstorm, and it is also the entrance to the dragon's chamber.
We have the means of keeping safe in case it gets too heavy with the help of Llewellyn's magic.
True.
But it would
Yes.
just be traversing through, which I think is going to be the
but
interesting part.
taking the ship, we're basically taking an armed vessel into a blue dragon's domain. It doesn't seem wise, as much as it would be nice to get there in a relative luxury. I think we've got
it's
to
also
go.
it's just going to be a huge target, and quite frankly, I like the ship, and I don't want to lose it so quick.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So we can go on foot, and we can, with probably a few things I can do that make the journey a little easier. We'll need to, of course,
I do
stock up on water.
Of course.
think we should fly to the first town though, and then after that, because that's where the danger lies apparently.
I honestly don't think taking the ship anywhere near.
No ship.
No, I think
Oh, I
caravanning
mean, not
to
even
the
near
town.
the town.
Yeah, caravanning
No.
to the town and then leaving by foot. Because if we go with the caravan, as Andy says, people know the desert. They can obviously not protect us because we're pretty all hardy, but it's extra hands on deck.
This is the path you'll be taking, effectively. Over the bridge towards this little town here. And then you're making, effectively, straight from there into
To the
the
mirage,
desert.
yeah.
So we don't just we don't
Leave
just,
it uncharted.
Yeah.
we don't just want to magically fly there then.
No.
No,
Okay.
Carius would know his way to the next town, right? At least.
because once
Yeah.
again, you're taking our main source of transportation through unknown terrain because we're
You could
going to
even
be.
sail there.
Hmm?
You could even sail there. There's like 3 ways you could reach the town if you wanted. You could fly, sail, or even walk along the coast.
Honestly, whilst it's going to take time, I think it's not going to be difficult to get to the town. I've been there plenty of times, so a caravan's probably not that needed.
Okay.
We could maybe take a boat up the river. That would get us there if we don't want to walk.
That
But
works.
I say that for now, the ship at least should stay here. Like, I'd rather keep it near the coast and as far away from them as possible.
100%.
And if worse comes to worse, it's an escape option for people. It's not going to be easy to steer, but it's not like we necessarily need yourself, Kashan, in order to move it. We just need it for more precise control.
How long would it be by horse and cart then?
Well, you wouldn't take a horse, you'd take a camel, but...
Or camel, just, you know.
There are some desert horses.
Did you just
Oh.
assume my transportation?
To be
Camel
honest,
are a bit more hardy.
transportation by horse and cart in D&D terms isn't that much faster at all. It's more just you're more relaxed because you can only push a horse and stuff so far, if I remember correctly.
Camels are spitting devils.
I think a horse is about 50 or 55.
She says in
yeah.
a room full of tieflings.
But that's in a combat situation. That's not necessarily their standard
Oh, yeah.
movement speed all day for a 24-hour period. They still only really cover about the same amount of distance, I think, the same amount of time.
Yeah, but we do want to bring a cart though, don't we? That's what you were suggesting.
No, we were thinking of Andy suggested us traveling with a caravan that is going there already, not us.
Already. Okay.
So by normal boat to town, camel from town to mountains.
I mean, if we can rent some camels, but that might be using some of our resources. But
And that's
we might be
fine.
able to-
We've got money to pay.
Yes, but we need money to bribe dragons in order to even have a conversation with us.
That's fine. It's not going to be thousands of gold for camels.
I know, but every gold might make a difference. We'll see when we get there, but for now, our goal is to get to Rashkar, as it's conveniently been named now.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
let's
we can be talking on the boat on the way over there. So
Sure.
how much gold exactly do we have?
Well, I personally have like 3,000 gold, but my
there we
family
go.
only chipped in
We'll
about-
just give them you.
Well, to be honest, if we're gonna give them anyone, Kashan, it'll be you. You're the pet. But,
If they can catch me.
well, that just makes it more fun, doesn't it?
Because that's more
But
entertaining.
before we leave on this boat, well, because we're gonna sail up the river or row up the river, whatever. Because I've got my glaive that makes it quicker. I do want to pull Zerilius and Kashan aside.
What did I do this time? Lavella's already taken me away to show me weird stuff. What have you got now?
I mean, I'm right.
Oh, it's
so-
a race, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Zerilius. Obviously,
Mhm.
your participation in the race has been sort of revealed. Not my intent. I'll blame my friend.
Yeah, he kind of lose his cool back then. Thanks for that, Kishan.
Anytime.
But I'm guessing you still want to try and compete.
Of course I am. Not just compete, win.
Excellent, because we need you to win. Because we're probably going to need at least a large chunk of that prize money to buy whatever we need to properly bribe these dragons after we've negotiated.
Mhm.
So you, Zerilius, are a key part of this plan, and if you fail, it all falls flat. So I'm not putting any pressure on you.
You don't need to worry about me failing. I'm worried. I'm more worried about you guys. I'm going to talk to dragons. You're insane.
Yes, but yeah, honestly, at this point, talking to dragons seems like another Tuesday. Or whatever equivalent we have in this universe.
Cool. No, that's
Yeah.
Anyway, so okay, and you're going to let me do the racing, or
Yes, you're going to be the one racing.
all right?
We're going to give you our 2 participation thingies, and you're going to race.
Well, I
And
only
you're
need
going to
one.
win. Well, technically, you need both because wasn't it if us 2 drop out, you get a place?
I thought you only needed one as well.
I thought because he came for
Fifth.
fifth. No, he came 5th. The 2 of us had to drop out for him to be considered 3rd place, which is how he can take part. If he only needs one of them, then I can just give him my one, and he can just be my stand-in for the race.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works.
Yeah.
But-
Well, anyway, I just flick him my token they need for the race. Right. So-
Rashko, by the way, that's where the organizers were. It's a small remote settlement. It's a little
Anyway.
hamlet.
Yeah. Yep. So your goal, all you have to focus on is winning that race. So get your ballista as fast as it can go. Get all your tricks and traps and whatever ready.
All right.
And win the race.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
I might as well come with you guys then. Get ready for the race.
I mean,
At least as far as Rashka.
I mean, yeah, I suppose that makes sense. We'll say if anyone asks, I'm maybe a bit rusty with the location and you're just being a guide, I guess, if anyone asks.
Well, Dad just said that I have done errands in the past
Yeah,
in Rashka,
exactly.
which is true. And that's actually how I caught wind of the annual riding event. So,
Right. Right, so you'll come with us as far as there, and Karis just sort of just turns away for a second, just silently screams to the heavens, and then it's just like, then turns back, and then we'll split up from there. We'll continue into the desert. You'll prep for your race, and then we will, when we come back, you'll be 10,000 gold richer, and we'll use what we need from that in order to stop this dragon invasion.
right. Yeah.
Assuming
Well,
it's monetary based.
I'll meet you back in Rashka
Yep.
if you're coming that way.
Yep.
Don't forget. I want an audience at least. You guys have got to see this. It's awesome.
Fair enough. Let me just think. Is there anything else we need to do?
Don't screw up, kid.
You could be my mascot, Kishan.
Ooh. 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 Oh, you're so lucky I meditated this morning, you little shit.
All right.
Sean, just let his words wash over you. They're nothing more than a calm breeze.
It's okay, I'm zenning off my tits.
I'm going to be anything but a calm breeze in the race.
Yes. And Kashan, I thought we told you to get off the catnip.
There's no such
Anyway.
thing.
So,
Anyway, let's get going.
all right, you head back
Um,
into the main chamber.
Did Andy want to talk to Brise before she left? Because
Mhm.
about the whole thing, I'm just checking.
Not really, to be honest.
Okay, I just thought I'd check because Brise would be probably the best person to look into stuff if you wanted.
Did I remove
No.
Dragonna from?
Okay. In that case, everyone's preparations are made. Dasily packs you all a big pack of rations and food for the trip.
Home
And,
cooking. Yay.
As you come back into the room, Kushan and Carius, you hear Erica saying, "Oh, and out of everyone, you'd be surprised, but Lahiri, I have an important job for you as well. You're going to be going with them."
Wait, what?
Huh? The short one.
Wait, as in coming
What?
with us the entire way, or just to Rashkar?
Into the desert. But the party can't leave you there either, so I'm afraid I only see one option, and that is to make the entire trip. It's
Okay.
for Carius' sake, just in case things do go south and we end up needing to fight them. Then, well, you said you wish to master the arts of lightning.
Yes.
Lahiri's like, oh, you want me to help them find those stones? Yes. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Stones.
Lahiri
Yeah.
says, Father used some particular reagents during his training. At least he told me. They're incredibly rare, and they're only around the dragon's territory. It's better to send
Right.
Lahiri with you. She knows what to look for.
All right. Don't worry. We'll make sure she comes back safe.
As long as she don't touch anything when we tell her not to.
No. I'll stay right at the back.
Actually, I
Wait.
think we'll have you sort of in the middle, just so you've got like someone behind you and in front of you.
Oh, okay.
In fact, we'll do like a
Whatever,
diamond formation.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get in the way. That's all.
It's fine. You won't get in the way. If anyone's likely to get us killed, it's probably Llewellyn. But then again, he saved my
Oh.
life. But...
I don't know if we could get killed.
No,
Yeah,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, that one's
It's
with
actually probably
Irina.
more...
Are you sure about? Are you
What
sure?
did I do?
Huh?
If
Yes,
anyone's gonna get
Lahiri, this will be a good experience for you. And to be honest, it'd be nice to spend some time with you. It's been a while.
Okay. I won't let you guys down.
And who
Yeah,
knows? Maybe we can find out how those purple rocks work that you found.
pepper rocks.
If they do anything.
One
I
sec.
was going to offer a prayer before you left with them.
Well, Llewellyn, you'd probably be interested in that. Why don't you
Yeah.
pray with Lahiri?
Wait. Pray. One sec. Just roll back one sec. If anyone's gonna get themselves killed, it's Kashan. And then I walk off with Lahiri to do the thing.
I don't like the sound of all this killing.
Pray?
Nobody's gonna die.
I don't really
Famous last words.
do the praying, but
And
I
you
will.
jinxed it.
Famous, though. Famous. Live forever that way.
Lahiri says, I was trying to find some sun lotuses in the desert for a prayer, but ended up finding these instead. They're kind of like little purplish rocks. I don't know what they're for.
May
Uh,
may I identify them for you?
Yeah, sure. She kind
I-
of reaches into her pack and hands you one.
I do might identify. I'm also just like, so you're gonna pray, but that's not really my thing. I'll be here to support you.
Riley kind of overhears this and says, "Don't worry, I shall offer them a prayer before they leave,
Okay.
and a prayer for you as well."
Thank you.
If you're identifying this, you're just casting it, or you
Um,
spend
I'm
10
not.
minutes and
I'm not gonna. I'm a wizard. I don't expend spells willy nilly.
God damn it.
10 minutes is not gonna like destroy the world.
Erica's like, "Why are you still here? Should have left
We're
5 minutes ago."
We're prepping for the journey with
Mm.
prayer. But yeah, I do them.
All right, go ahead. Cast identify.
Ritually.
Okay.
Because I don't actually have it set, because I never have it set, because why would I like
So
set a
first thing you notice is these are not rocks.
Okay.
They are actually strange, more like chitinous armor. They seem to like resemble rocks because they're kind of all smashed into bits. But it's actually, and yeah, chitin is basically insect exoskeleton.
Oh.
Yep. So it's like a carapace, all shattered into tiny pieces. And what
Yeah.
you're holding right there is some sort of shedded skin, effectively.
So what do you prey upon these rocks because
No, we just found that instead of the sun lotus, which I was looking for.
okay, and
Yeah.
and you know what this is, right?
I've never seen a rock quite like it, but no, what is it?
It's whatever you need to prey upon. That is what it is. I will not shatter this.
Okay.
Yes, let's. Yeah, let's. I'm not gonna say the next words.
You're not gonna tell me what it is.
I'm not gonna. The next words that was gonna come. That was like shatter your illusion, but I wasn't gonna finish that because
Doesn't know what it is. She's
yeah. I'll let them pray in wonder of whatever they think it is.
but it is strange that it is kind of this purplish color. And with identify, you would recognize there are some unusual magical properties, but they don't seem to be active anymore. They've all kind of the word dulled out since they've been shedded. They don't really hold any energy left. It's like an old, used over. Like you can imagine the equivalent is like a used up wand, kind of like a wand that's kind of discarded and bent. Or a
Yeah.
scarecrow. So yeah, it does seem like there was something though that it would have offered some form of protection and a magical protection, and it is infused or was infused with some kind of magic.
So it would have given like magical resistance. Ooh,
Hmm.
that could be useful if in larger quantities. I'm
Hmm.
saying to myself very, very quietly, mumbling.
And even more than that, like you judge that there could be even more than just magical resistance in forms of protection.
I like telepathically say to my book, this being of a monster, would it benefit you?
If it was actually fresh, perhaps the actual monster's skin itself, rather than a discarded shell.
And
Yes.
in turn benefit me?
Maybe.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Whatever it belonged to must have been a very, very large insect.
It is a scourge of the deserts and it must be killed.
No side quests.
One of legendary proportion. Nonetheless, sounds like that little tiefling of the family was very lucky not to have been attacked.
Yeah. I let them do their prayer and then
Yeah. So at this point, you're all kind of. You say you're sailing there, yeah?
what sorry, we're sailing to the
You're
We're
Yeah.
sailing to. Well, we're mate. If we can get a small boat that has a sail, then yes.
It's not too much.
Yeah, and we'll just sail up there and then.
Okay. Yeah. All right then. So narrowly organizes the boat for you and says, "This one is well, we rent it quite often, so we'll be familiar with its designs. You guys do know how to sail a boat, right? Or do you need me to come with you?"
Carius just looks at her. Really? Really?
Okay. All right. You have a sailor background, right, Carriage?
Well, I have a weather worker background, but as part
Alright.
of that, I used to sail the ships using my magic. That was part of how I earned money. I was in the.
To be perfectly honest, I haven't seen you use the boat in a long time. You mostly stuck to your glaive, so anyway, there you go. It's all good.
Did you think I glaved the entire way here?
I don't know.
Either
Alright.
way, if we need between us, we've got it.
So, Riley has organized a small prayer over you guys, wishing that again the winds be at your back and that your conversation flows like water. She flicks some water at your faces as she goes down the line of characters. Some of you can like flinch. Some of you feel like it's a refreshing sort of. Yeah.
Yeah. Carius's gaze just turns to Irina as someone splashes water on them. Being the super fire person.
You're muted, by the way. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of you are setting out on a little boating trip. Lahiri is with you, as well as Zarilius as well, and he's got the large ballista loaded on the back of the boat. Not obviously visible, but under a load of like cloth and material. And for the sake of brevity, I'm going to say that you guys travel along this river for the next half a day, and it's easy going. It does feel like the wind is at your back. The sails are full, and travel is unabated and unhindered. And before long, you finally come under the bridge that spans this desert river, and yeah, you come to Rashkar. So let's have a look here.
Sorry, I just sort of find it kind of funny that it's called Rash Car and they do racing there. It's like race car.
I know,
Yeah.
right? I think that's probably
What a coincidence.
something like that. All right. So, let's go with this. All right. So Rashkar is a small remote settlement, and it's a crucial stop. This is probably Zarilius telling you all this on the way. Telling you, yeah, it's a crucial stop for traveling across the desert. A lone sliver of civilization for miles. It's red stone buildings. They kind of rise no higher than one story, but dark dirt roads running through Rashkar are notably cooler than the sand surrounding them. The residents of Rashkar are few. The businesses cater to travelers and promote their little annual riding event. But folks from distant towns come to trade, connect with the other riders, gamble, and take part in the actual Rush Car Rally. So I'll be setting up my connections here, meeting the other riders, getting insider information on the other contestants. But there's not many people here. Primarily, believe it or not, primarily orcs, half orcs, that is. Some who have come down from far to the north. And there's the occasional hobgoblin as well. But they're cool-headed people. They don't take kindly to deception, though, so I try not to be tricksy with them.
If you're trying to get information on how you can win the race, would you like a little bit of help for the next hour?
Yeah, why? What kind of help?
I'd turn him invisible.
Yeah, but I just said they don't like deception.
Yeah. You want it? There won't be any deception. You just
What are
won't.
they going to think when a floating ballista flies around their town? Oh, yeah.
And to be honest, if you do want to end the spell, you just have to like do a spell or punch someone yourself. It's fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
I kind of
Punch?
meant so you could sneak up on people and find out if they're talking about the race and stuff, and what you can find out.
But if I get caught, I'm going to be in trouble.
Well, I thought you wanted to find out information.
Yeah, I was going to get gossip, but not spy on people. Kind of creepy, Llewellyn. Anyway,
God,
there you
be
guys.
a freaking infiltrator.
As you're approaching the small hamlet, you see there is a half-orc, and they seem to be tending to an injured hobgoblin. And there's a horse that's looking quite injured. They're like laying on the ground. They look like they're in a bit of pain as well. And this is kind of on the outskirts of the town, so you're not quite there yet. But you are passing by it because you're on the river, I guess. So you would see this as you're approaching.
It's a stereotype, but my brain always says it's an ambush.
Mm-mm.
I'm
On
pretty
the
sure we told.
outskirts of a town that's basically run down. Oh, woe is me, I'm injured, I need help.
That is true, though. I'm pretty sure we cut away all the ambushes a few years ago. There's just trees now.
I'm just gonna mute myself again.
Yeah, the last time someone cried wolf.
I'm just joking, Irina. You raise a good point. But yeah, what were you saying, Llewellyn?
The last time someone cried wolf with me and Kashan, it turned out to be an ambush.
True, but then there was the time we saw the dragon being attacked, and that kind of turned in our favor. So you know.
But that also was an ambush, just not from the dragon. And it was to the dragon. It was an ambush on the dragon. So still valid.
Like, do I see anything shifty about this scenario besides what is a gut feeling?
Roll an insight check.
I think the character sheet would help. No, I don't want a 10. Insight. Really low.
Not really, no. Not from what you can tell. You're not sure, but like you say, it's just a gut feeling. That's all you get. You look around, there doesn't seem to be anybody else. And the terrain is very flat as well. So there doesn't seem to be much to hide behind necessarily, unless they're under the ground. But
All
that's
right,
if
we
they're
offer help, but the minute they turn, I'm blowing them up.
I agree.
I kind of agree.
I've just got off a boat, and your mum flicked water in my face. I'm not happy.
Such a waste of water.
tons of it.
We offer them help from afar.
You know what? Karis is just gonna fly up a bit on his glaive to see if he can see anyone from a more bird's eye view that might be trying to plan an ambush.
Sure, roll a perception check.
Damn, I should have given you my book, so we could both perception.
Well, can't your book fly? It can do everything else.
It can hover. It can't fly, sadly.
Only an 8, so probably not.
No, do you want to take my
Not
book?
really. You can see the town in the distance, still about
Yeah.
a mile or two off.
All right, Karis is gonna stay sort of up high and be like, right, I'm gonna just sort of signal down there. He's gonna cover them from the air.
Okay. I push Kashan forwards. Just hand on the back. Like, here we go.
No.
Here we go.
You said one's a half orc and one's a goblin?
One's a one's a hobgoblin. The other is a half.
Okay, are they saying anything?
You can't really hear them from this distance because you're on the river, and they're some way off. So you can't hear them from here. But it looks like the half orc is tending to the hobgoblin. You can
How-
both tell.
How
Yeah,
far off? How far off?
distance, input distance. This
Like-
distance not found. 404.
Okay, well, close enough for a message spell, just to be like, "Are you guys all right?"
Not close enough for that though.
Okay, we'll get close enough for that then.
Okay, so you stop the boat.
Oh, it's on the. It's just on the. We're still on the boat. I thought we got off into Rashkar.
No,
And were we
you've
near?
not arrived.
Oh,
at
I
Rash-
thought that as well. I always
on the
seem to
outskirts
just...
of the city, about a mile or two away from Rashkar, and you're still on the boat. So anyway, doesn't matter. You stop the boat, and you anchor up, or shore up.
Do
And,
we want to?
Okay, you don't. What do you want to do?
I mean, why are we?
Yeah, no, I
Well,
only
the
caught my
boat's
eye because I
gonna
thought we
keep
were on
going.
the...
No,
I
no,
didn't realise we were still on the boat. That's the only
Keep
reason I
going.
said...
Yeah,
no, we're on a time schedule.
you did this to us, Chris, because the last time you ambushed us.
Here he's just like, oh, wait, we're not going to help them. They look like one of them's injured.
Well, first
All
of all,
right.
I don't know how you're able to actually see them from input distance for whatever.
200 feet. 200 feet. There you go. Have a distance.
We should.
You don't need to know all the specifics. Just tell me what you're doing.
I
Staying
hate
on
to
the boat.
say this. I hate to say this, but we should stop if they need help. But fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. If this happens again, I will not be happy.
Okay, then what we can do is we can shout out when we're going past, and then if they need help, we can anchor up.
Sure.
Karis just sort of
Here he looks
flies back. You know what? I'm just gonna fly over there, heal the one who looks
Yeah.
injured from a distance, and see
Do
what happens.
something.
Aurelius
So
says,
Karis is just gonna glaive over there.
Aurelius says, isn't there like a leader of your group or something? Who makes the decisions here? Like, seriously.
We just kind of argue
Honestly-
until something goes forward.
Really, it's a democracy.
We vote on things, and if we don't like it, we riot.
You need someone
Either
with a
way,
captain's hat. Someone to take charge.
Well, we have that,
No, it's
but only on
you.
the boat.
Off the boat? What, anyone's game?
Pretty much.
Except for you.
Well, then I say we
Anyone.
push on.
I
Who
said
cares
except
about-
for you.
Ugh. And here he says, Brother, they look hurt. Not my
Seriously,
problem.
you're a disgrace to Ryla for not trying to help them.
They're not on. They're on land. Doesn't
And
count.
they're in the weather.
Technically, everyone's in the weather. That doesn't even. All right. Anyway, so the boat keeps going. Carius flies off.
Yeah, Carius flies over to them, gets 60 feet away, and casts Healing Word on the one who looks injured.
Call out first, because if the feigning.
Yeah, I'm going to call out like part of my healing, just like, hey, here's some healing for you.
No. So you definitely see there is.
It's a miracle.
Why is there no caution? Hi, who are you? What happened? Oh, you look injured. Oh, you're trying to kill us? No healing word.
Yep. It's just like slap a band-aid and move on. Right. So you approach and you see both female half-orc and female hobgoblin. The hobgoblin is laying on the ground. They look a little bit injured. The horse is also similarly exhausted. You can see they are like panting, and you're unsure as to what the injury is at first, but you go to heal them, and your spell works, but it doesn't restore any hit points. And you feel that. There's a sense that your magic just wasn't curing whatever affliction this poor person has.
I'm just going to call out to them. You okay over there?
You hear probably the half-orc reply, and says, "No, we could use some help down here. I don't know what's wrong with her. She's exhausted. Looks like she's been riding for days."
Can I roll an insight on that to see if that seems true?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we're anchoring the boat.
Why? We don't know yet. No.
Until Carius calls us over, we keep moving.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, seriously, it's a half-orc and a goblin. Unless they're really high-level characters, I'm going to destroy them if they...
A bee sneezed. Anchor.
15. You can tell that there is a genuine compassion coming from this female half-orc, and she actually speaks with quite a good pronunciation and decorum. She's not got like the usual. In fact, this close, you can even tell she's got quite fine clothes, not like you would expect from, I don't know, a ruffian in the desert. They look more like noble's clothing on a half-orc.
Alright, I'm gonna shout back. It seems clear. Let's see. And then I'm just gonna fly down nearer them. And
All
just
right.
be like,
Alright.
what seems to be the trouble here?
You see the hobgoblins trying to roll around on the ground, and the goblin says, "Here, try to hold her still. She's some sort of affliction. I don't know. I don't know if it's disease of the desert, but she seems to be under some extreme pain."
Sounds like it might be a poison of some kind. Possibly.
You can hear her wincing and rolling around like,
I sort of fly over and see if I can try to work out what's wrong.
Yeah, you can roll a medicine check.
I'm preparing like to fling a dimension door just in case he signals he needs help, but
It's not very good.
I'll make my way up there.
Sam.
in which case I'll stay with the boat then.
To an extent.
Yeah, that's cool.
7. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As you're looking for any obvious wounds, it does look like there is some long scars across them that are the blood is dried. Looks like they've been attacked a while back, but the wounds are like long lines across their back. And the other thing you notice is, their face kind of looks washed of color, kind of grey. And hobgoblins are usually quite. They're covered in fur mostly, but you can actually see their skin, which is obviously just a strange thing to witness already.
Yeah, based on the claw marks and the sort of draining of color, could I roll nature check, I guess, to see if I know what sort of creature could cause such injuries?
With a medicine check of a 7, you have no idea what creature could have done this.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. What else can
It
I
doesn't even
check?
look like an animal has done this.
If I rock up to them, would I be able to assess?
Yes, you can.
So
Yeah,
I'll
their
just
skin is kind of like all greyish.
I'll aid him.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'll try and figure out. Let's have a look. See more on. Oh crap! Why am I here? I'm bad at everything. No, I'm just gonna try and find the nature of the affliction. Yeah.
Okay. You want to roll nature then?
No, I was looking towards nature, but then I thought, no, that's bad. So
You
what
want
is
to roll a
effectively
medicine check?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Cool. And Llewellyn assisting?
Yes.
Sure.
Can he? If not,
Yeah.
I'll just roll flat.
No, you can roll with advantage.
Yeah. Beauty.
With all my medicines of taking body parts. And
All your non-proficiency in
Oh!
medicine. All right, Kashan.
That dice got
Those-
yeeted everywhere.
Those long lines you recognize immediately because you've practiced with lots of different weapons, and one of said weapon is like a chain, right? You kind of whip at people, and those are whip marks. Those are lashes, and they look to be on the back of the hobgoblin. And as you roll over, you notice something very, very concerning happening. Their wound isn't pouring blood anymore. There is dried blood, likely from the initial hit, but their wound is actually letting loose small dust particles.
Oh.
Yeah, you can see it. If you look carefully, there's bits of ash and dust
Is it
coming from the wound.
disease? Or a
Could I
This is
tell
most
if
definitely not a disease. No
It's a
disease
disease.
turns your body to dust.
so curse?
Can I tell what kind of affliction it is? Whether it is poison, a disease, a curse, or
It is indeed a curse,
a curse? Okay.
and it is continually. You can see as you look over their body, their complexion being drained, turned grey. Their insides are being turned to dust right now.
Oh, damn it!
But it is you can tell, Kashan, it is a slow burning curse.
Yeah. So that means we still have time if we want to save this person.
Yeah. You reckon probably about if it looks like they've been riding for days, when they took this wound, must have been yeah, a few days ago when they took the wound. You can tell that from the actual scarring of the lashes.
If we help with the wound to the best of our ability, would we gain enough time till the next day?
What?
I
Oh,
didn't
what? To save a spell slot?
Because not to save a spell slot, I don't have the spell prepared because I didn't think we are going to come across a curse.
If only we had somebody who was able to deal with curses. I mean,
Wait,
I
do
don't
we?
think we have anybody in the party apart from the one and only Llewellyn who actually has, the remove curse spell.
Yeah, I've never seen Irina do it, so I don't know if she got it.
What? Yes, you have.
Irina, do you know
Yeah,
anyone who knows how to remove a curse that isn't
I'm
Llewellyn?
not with you. I'm on the boat.
I know, I shout over to you.
Yeah. I'm just going to say that, yeah, it's how it was in the. Irina was the one who removed the curse on the island. We were all there.
Oh yeah, that's how.
You couldn't miss it. It was huge.
It
That's
was
how.
like the biggest remove curse ever.
Tatklow's just going to poke his head out on the ship and be like, Irina, looks like this person's cursed.
Cursed? You hear the the half-orc. She's like, cursed? What? Oh no. She looks at the hobgoblin. You didn't encounter those riders. Not those undead riders.
Wait, what?
Huh? Okay, let's save your friend first and then we'll get on to this, okay? Irina, we need you up here quick.
Yeah, I'll how far does this reach? I don't think it reaches far enough. So
I cast Dimension Door on her.
You don't have dimension.
No, but you do. Come.
Oh, you're shored up now, so you can get onto the land and come to her.
Yeah, it's a touch spell anyway, so I need to go over there. So yeah, I'll come over. Like obviously, I speak Goblin. Is this person saying anything?
They are in current pain right now, and any words that they try to speak is more just screams of agony.
Heck.
Okay.
Ow, heck.
I'm just gonna like shoot everyone back a little bit, just in case anything really happens.
What I'm gonna try and do is just corner off the other people, just so they're kind of separated from the person we're trying to hit.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of like. Irina's sort of looking at this hobgoblin. The horse is exhausted, and then this half-orc wearing very fine clothes. When clearly this poor creature has been whipped, and I'm just kind of like. And I know that like the status of a lot of goblins is to be used as like slaves and servants. So I'm just kind of like. But I'll sit down and get Candlewick out, and he'll do the sort of runes around the body. To try and remove this curse.
Okay. And I just reiterate again, the horse is also just in a just as bad a state. So, you're casting remove curse. Okay.
On the horse.
On the horse, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let me just check the.
I put in the chat.
5th level. Ooh.
Yeah, because all warlock spells are cast at the highest level.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Okay.
how warlocks work. Apart from their weird mystic arcanum stuff, but
Yeah,
All
that
right.
just happens.
So, the curse. Again, how does your curse look like? Or describe to me how Candlewick manifests a cleansing. Is it like a cauterizing kind of magic?
No, so what happens is kind of like he'll sort of circle round, sort of leaving runes in like a smoky form as he goes around the body first of all. And then he'll find like the source of like where this curse entered or whatever, and he'll sort of like burrow into it and almost burn it out from the inside.
Yeah.
Cleanse it with fire.
Ooh.
Like it.
Creation.
All right. There you go. I have a image for her. So you see, she kind of like winces in pain initially as your magic kind of isn't the most delicate, and I don't imagine Arena has many bedside manners, but they try to stop them from struggling and just inject the spell into them, and then suddenly their expression changes to wide-eyed and they kind of breathe these exasperating breaths, gasping life back into their lungs as you revert their flesh, their wounds, and you see their complexion flood back into them. And their wounds suddenly stop leaking dust, and she kind of coughs as well. And at that point, they would speak in Goblin. And I guess only Irina, you kind of understand it, right?
I had a whole fucking arc.
Yeah, you can speak Goblin. Doesn't always necessarily mean you understand Goblin.
I thought that's the whole point.
I mean,
thought
read it. Read your ability again. But
No, but it's what you were telling me.
yeah, it does lots of things,
It's
but
how I
learn
understood
so
them all.
you so that you understand all spoken languages more over any it's not even that he can speak Goblin, it's just whatever he says is understood by a creature that understands the
And
language.
vice versa.
Whereas he understands all spoken languages.
So I understand all spoken languages. Okay, we'll
it's
go.
not clear. It's really not clear. It just says people understand.
It's up the key of other minds so that you can understand all spoken languages. Moreover, any creature that can understand a language can understand what you say. It's literally like
They could have just said you have the tongue spell.
The whole arc just to be denied.
It's weird how it's worded. Don't ask me. I didn't make the.
it's basically, if anything, it's not even that he understands that language, as in like he can speak it. It's more by the power of key, he just sort of the words just appear in common in his head, or a language.
Exactly. Thank you. So, like
But
I
in
was
this-
saying,
So he would
only
understand.
Irina understands the language, but Kishan doesn't hear that in Goblin. He hears it in Common.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So you can come back now. Sort of throwing a little strop there. So as I was saying, Irina, you hear this kind of strange gibberish, but you understand it. The words are, my name is Buckton. I work here at the Rashkar Ranch, but I was coming from the Rattling Ruins. They are not a safe place. Undead riders, led by some sort of mummy ruffian atop a flaming horse. Some sort of gang. They were harassing me. I fled as far as I could. They chased me all this way. But I think I managed to escape them.
Did you just say a mummy?
They had,
No, you don't know what they said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
and Kishan, you hear this in Common.
Yeah,
Cool. All right.
a spoken
Anyway.
language that I can hear in common. Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't mean you
Please.
understand Goblin.
No,
it
I
means
know.
your
I don't.
key
Yeah,
connects to your minds.
it's potato.
Right, sure. Anyway, she says yes, they were covered in bandages, and I remember they had a fancy hat, they wore spurs. This flaming horse appeared out of nowhere. The other undead riders, they almost emerged from the ground. The Rattling Ruins is where we was planning on hosting the race tomorrow, but for everyone's safety, I think the rally should be called off. You see the half-orc says, says I feared. Those ruffians are, well, if they're attacking us and our riders. Strange, I thought the ruins had been abandoned for years. Why suddenly the undead? I'm Dallas, by the way. I'm actually the mayor of this town.
Hi, I'm Carius. of the dam's ears. Probably heard of us.
Yes, I have. Didn't realize you guys came out this far anymore.
Well, I was meant to be taking part in your race, though I think my brother might be taking my place.
Makes sense.
That rhymed. That wasn't intentional.
Is your horse able to stand? And Buckton says, she's tired from the day's journey. Nearly rode her to exhaustion just to escape those riders. But once I get back to the ranch, I can tend to her. Alright, well, let's get you back home. So they, is there anyone, oh, by the way, at this point, Carius, you reckon your magic might work now?
Yeah.
Now that the
So
curse has been removed?
I just sort of consider this and be like, yeah, why not? And I'll just chuck another healing word at them just to get them on their feet.
This time you reckon they have restored hit points. It feels like their wounds are closing, but it wasn't necessarily that your magic was being prevented, but rather they had no hit points to be restored. In other words, their maximum was being reduced. That was the affliction of the curse. And they were very near death as well.
Yeah, I think I know what the cause of that is based on their description, but out of character. I do in character. I don't. Right. Well, if we run into these things on our way through the desert, we'll try to deal with them, but we can't do a lot else. We've kind of got an important task to do.
Right. Well, you're just passing through. You're more than welcome to rest or recover at the one of the inns.
But I will say this: if this is still a problem when we get back, because we'll probably be coming back this way, then we'll probably look into it for you and try to deal with it, because there's enough problems in the world at the moment without undead ruining people's good times.
Indeed. All right. So you guys get them to their feet. The horse takes a very slow trot, if you're healing them or whatnot, back to the back to Rashkar Ranch, where you see let's go back to this. So Bogdan shows you guys around her dusty but organized ranch. Seems like she has like over a dozen horses, camels. They're all available for rent and purchase. She's got all these kind of tack saddles lined up. Looks like she's quite the good tanner as well. And as you guys are going around the ranch, you notice there is a couple of feathers as well, and you would recognize them immediately. They don't belong to horses. They're very reminiscent of the same feathers you own and ones you've given to Irina before. They are owlbear feathers. Some of them just seem to be strewn around like some of the stables. But nonetheless, she thanks you for saving her life. And I'm guessing Irina or Kashan kind of translates this to the rest of the pie. And she says if you ever need to rent a horse or use them for practice or anything, riding practice, then you're more than welcome. Zerilius is kind of stepping up and says, "So you part of this? Are you part of the race? Ask her if she knows who else is participating." and guys are communicating. You're translating for him. Then she will say that she knows of a few of the other riders. One of them is actually a deep gnome and rides a dangerous lizard mount, and another one is a goblin from the mountains, and apparently has some sort of jumping frog mount as well. And Zerelius is like, what the hell? Where do they get all these exotic creatures? Okay, cool. You have to look into those. Goblins? Gnomes? Is this like a race for short folk? What's going on?
Well,
And
that's
here
why
he's
you
like,
take
don't be
parts of it,
rude.
yes.
Yeah. Over here he's just like, don't be so rude. Anyway. In the town center, you guys can take a moment to rest, or if you want to push on, absolutely can.
Shall we take a quick 5 minutes?
Yeah, we'll also take a 5-minute break out of game as well, I think. Yeah. Cool. Alright. So we'll be right back. If you guys need to go for a drink or stretch your legs, now's the time.
Be back brief soon.
In a bit. Alrighty, and welcome back. Okay, so the party are staying here, or are they going to go push on? We got Zerilius says, "This is where I need to be."
If we've got to make a detour with yourself, Lahiri, to find these reagents that you mentioned, it's probably best we push on for the time being.
He says, "Less of a detour and more kind of on the way, but well,
Still, probably best to push on. Time is kind of our resource we don't have to waste at the moment."
Zerilius says, "All right, get going then. I'll be here."
Right. Don't lose if the race happens.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to get delayed if this is going on. We'll find out.
And if it does get delayed, on no circumstances are you to go and fight them yourself. Wait for me to get back.
Screw that. I don't want to get turned to dust. I don't know what the
Good.
hell.
Right, let's continue on our way. We're off to see the dragons, the wonderful dragons of Mirage.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Then, in that case, as you guys head out into the desert, this is a familiar feeling to some of the party who have traveled across deserts before. And the sun is baking hot, especially as it rises to its highest point. The sands become upwards of 70 degrees, which is enough to burn skin and, yeah, basically cook you alive. How are you dealing with this extreme weather? Because that is something of a hazard.
I'm probably just relishing in it because it's normal for me.
Yeah,
I'm literally heat resistant.
it's fine. If I feel like I'm getting too hot, I'll just set myself on fire and walk like that. It's probably cooler.
All right. So for those who aren't resistant to fire, how the hell are you even coping?
I'm
Carius
panting.
is generating a small breeze around him using one of his abilities that I can't remember the name of that allows him to do such things.
Gust of wind.
Okay.
No, it's actually is it Storm Guide? I want to see. I can subtly control the weather around me, so I'm just trying to make the wind blow about a bit if there is any wind in to try to keep us cool or keep them cool.
If it seems like I am getting too overwhelmed, I will cast the opposite version of Fire Shield, which is what the book originally got. Chill Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Which would
Okay. How long does that last?
it lasts about 10 minutes, but only if I do get overwhelmed.
Okay. You do get overwhelmed almost about 10 minutes into the journey. It becomes blisteringly hot.
Does it seem like
And as Carius starts gusting wind around, he gusts waves of hot air into your faces.
No! Stop! Carius!
Well,
The gusts of wind that you produce only seem to swirl around hot air into their faces. It's not to mention the sun is still cooking them alive. Kishan is probably drenched in wet. Wait,
how
no,
long is
wet's
this?
from his tongue, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet
How
he's just kind of
slower.
like he's probably taken his robe and like tied it around his waist so he's just as free as possible and is probably panting.
Mm.
You want to put it over your head like it's shade. She's literally using her cloak like a big umbrella parasol thing.
Oh, there's got to be a way to like do it easily so you have like an actual umbrella.
Can I just
I
get
know.
like Candlewick to make like a big shadow cloud around him? Will that work?
Yeah, you're like a. That's
I don't
sort
know.
of a
Like a floating little cloud, so he's got permanent shade.
permanent shade.
It's like
Yeah.
Olaf's
Little
permanent flurry.
There is, and funny enough, Candlewick can actually go into a sort of shadowy cloud around you, forming like that shade. But Candlewick themselves are kind of hot and made of fires or smoke. So
Well, he's smoke. He's not fire.
sure, he communicates with temperature. So he just has to
Yeah,
either
but-
completely stifle his communication.
Yeah, but I'm not saying like have him like right next to his skin. I'm saying like a ways up because then it blocks more.
Sure, it blocks some portions, but it being a misty kind of shadow, it doesn't always keep in one solid mist. So occasionally, Kishan, you do feel a ray kind of pass through the smoke, but it does shade you at least partially as you're traveling through the desert.
Oh, that's better.
I just sort of consider
thank
this
you.
for a bit. I'm like, would you like me to make it rain for 6 seconds?
6. Guys,
Why
Well,
do you
you're-
even have that?
Because it's create or destroy water, and one of its uses is to make it rain for the duration of the spell, which is
Right.
one action.
I
Guys,
eventually
this
like
is-
that.
this is going to be an awkward suggestion, but every so often, periodically, I can cast the tiny hut, and the temperature within the tiny hut is cool. It is temperate and survivable, and not this. So if every so often we have to take a break, I can do that.
That actually
You
works.
know, guys, the best way to deal with it is to think the right way.
Mm.
If you keep thinking about how hot it is, you will continue to stay hot.
Oh,
It's all brain stuff.
we're gonna pull a recess.
Yes.
But
yes, we are.
let's all pretend it's just all in our heads that it's actually really cool and
We
Think
used
of
to do it in the playground, but this is the opposite when it was too cold out.
think of winter storms and blizzards and
So think of Weep.
yeah. Let's do that. Think of Weep in the winter. Remember when we were at the festival and it was all nice and cool and
I'm gonna
yeah.
start
A
shivering.
little bit soggy. You know, in order to help with that, just over the people struggling, I'm just gonna use create or destroy water to make it rain for 6 seconds to help with their imagination.
Why?
Well, it hydrates your skin, and some of it
Damps your
even.
clothes, so they're probably gonna at least keep you cool for a little bit.
And about a minute or so afterwards, after you cast this spell, you can see that everyone's skin has returned back to their dry state. All of the water has evaporated. It's almost like it came off like steam off their bodies.
In that case, can I then use shape water to revert it back into water and just splash them again? Because that can freeze the water.
Sure, it can, but at this point, it's only enough that they're not dying or cooking alive, but it is still an arduous trek. It is very exhausting. So I'm going to have Kashan, Llewellyn, Andy, and Lahiri roll me Constitution saving throws.
I'll do that.
Really, Andy?
I can't get this with advantage because I lived in this kind of condition.
So
Yeah, Andy's.
I'll say yeah.
oh no.
Andy with advantage.
What is it? Constitution.
Kashan has somehow managed to find sunglasses.
Is it favour and ability?
Damn it.
Same.
Oh,
Just
no,
be- as I see them beginning to struggle, I do have one other thing I can do to help them. Can I have cast Bless before they rolled them on them?
Ooh.
Well, with Bless, it's only for like a minute, and this is the Constitution save isn't happening like in an instant. It's over the course of a journey.
That's true.
So I'm going to actually say no on that one, unless you're continually keeping up Bless.
No, I wouldn't be able to do that. I've only got one first level spell slot left.
John, that shadowy shade is providing just enough that you're keeping cool. It's still very uncomfortable and stiflingly hot, but you don't feel like you're dying on the inside.
In fact, probably
Andy?
the fur is like retaining some of the moisture of the water that came down as well. So
Yeah. Andy, it is tough going. You're used to this, but it is still a absolute
it's a
ordeal
spicy ball.
nonetheless. Like this is an ordeal for sure.
Yeah, she's toughing it out though. She's
Yeah.
not gonna try and show that she's struggling.
Exactly. There's no complaining coming from Andy, and you push on even despite this. Llewellyn, your pale skin is cooking from the inside. In fact, everyone can smell Llewellyn cooking.
Yep. Llewellyn lags behind because as they're walking on, he's just placing runes on the floor. He's like, "Nope, that's it. I'm done. No, I'm
You-
casting a tiny hut." I'm like, "This is." Oof.
Okay.
I'm
You
used to
cast tiny hut.
wintry forests.
Llewellyn, we've only been 5 minutes. We can still see the town.
I was gonna say, what time is it?
How long have we actually been traveling since we left?
Traveled like half a day.
Oh, okay, there you go. That's not
Well,
too
so
bad.
yeah, midday is going to be the hottest point. So
That is-
yeah, it's probably a good idea to take a break.
We travelled half a day to get to Rashka, right? So if we've travelled another half a day, aren't we nearing the evening when it's going to get cooler anyway?
It's as Steph said. It's midday.
Oh, okay.
Meaning it's the highest point of the sun. You guys set off really early. Midday,
Yeah.
hottest.
Yep.
70-degree sands burning your feet.
I think Llewellyn's got the right idea for once.
Like this, I'm used to wintry forests.
Okay.
That's where I grew up.
Okay. Let's
And
go.
this is a lot more than I can take right now.
Let's get the ACs on.
All right.
That's pretty much what's happening.
Llewellyn, you have got one level of exhaustion, but as you bring up the tiny hut, it is starting to get a lot cooler.
No.
And Lahiri says, okay, whilst you guys are resting, I can use this time to perhaps look around.
Stay with the group.
Well, I'm not too fussed about
Oof.
so
Feels awful.
I'll go with Lahiri if Lahiri wants to look about. We don't really need to rest exactly.
I could also
Here-
go. I'm not exactly affected that much by the sand. In fact, it's quite nice to get a difference.
It's like one
Um,
big litter box for you.
Exactly, I can poop anywhere and whatnot.
Lahiri's also
I
suffered
mean-
one of exhaustion.
There isn't anywhere else
How
they
is
can go to.
Lahiri? She's a
So-
tiefling.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, she's got fire resistance.
That's why when you said earlier that Lahiri had to roll, I'm like, what?
Never mind. All right. Okay. So he says, "Oh, and Dasli packed you a picnic, by the way, Velen. So make sure to share it out with everyone."
You have to hold it outside for at least 10 seconds so it can cook properly.
Yeah.
Oh,
There is.
a picnic basket. Yeah.
Yeah. She's giving you a little hamper,
Nice.
so you can stop for food, enjoy your meal. And Lahiri says, "Okay, so you're probably wondering, Carius, what it is Father was asking me to look for at this point."
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she pulls out a set of archaeologists' tools, little trowels, little spades, and what are they called, like little, tiny little hammers. And she says, "We're going to go digging in the sands for treasure."
Okay. Do we know where to dig in the sands?
Um, that's a little bit tricky. See, sometimes yes, if we're lucky, they can be sticking out of the ground. So mostly on the sides of dunes, that's where sand would have kind of rolled down and maybe revealed some of them. But they can actually be anywhere between like a few feet under the ground to like 40 feet under the ground. Depends on how far it's reached.
Right. Well, whilst they're resting, we best get looking, I guess.
Okay.
Would you like me to lend a hand?
Sure.
Want to come digging?
Irina, I'll leave you in charge of those two, I guess.
Check something.
Babysitting. All right.
Babysit. That's up to you guys, whoever wants to. She says, "I've got a few tools.
Well,
Other people want to
Yeah.
help as well. They're more than welcome."
Well, they're kind of resting in the hut. And Irina, after all, you don't want Llewellyn to run off with your master's robes.
Bloody good point, though. To be fair, I could probably track him down. So
Or worse, a bit of you.
Yeah. Might just steal. Yeah. Oh, God. Anyway. But
Do scorpions dig in the sand? Can scorpions go in and out of sand?
Yes.
yes.
I'm going to attempt to turn into a giant scorpion.
You instantly get
With
thwacked
polymorph.
by Kashan.
What?
Polymorph.
Polymorph, yeah.
All right. Sure. 1 second.
Oh no, don't do it. We don't need a token, Chris. Just leave it out, okay?
Yeah,
Just,
it doesn't. It's okay.
we don't need it.
Because then I can dig through the sand much quicker to try and find these. Polymorph has so many uses.
I thought you were resting.
Well, it's after the resting, right?
No, it's not.
No,
It's
it's
while
during.
she's
This is during.
Oh, okay then. I'll turn someone else into a giant scorpion.
This is just as I did this.
I'm gonna deny Kashan entrance into the tiny hut when he leaves, and turn him into a scorpion.
Okay. Are you willing?
I don't think he will be, but.
Roll a wisdom. Roll a wisdom save.
Oh, it's wisdom. No.
I'm actually still bad at wisdom, so.
Alright, that's a failure. Kashan, you turn into Swiftfoot, the Swifty Scorpion.
That's
now
great.
see giant pincers instead of little paws. Instead of a long fluffy tail, he gets a very dangerous looking stinger.
That's what he gets for telling everyone that I spy on people. For some reason.
Alright.
Well, at least we've got transport.
Yeah.
Angry, snippy noises.
Lahiri begins to head into the desert.
Scorpion, will you carry Lahiri?
Okay, but
You treat
he's gonna be moving
Actually,
sideways.
That's a good point. Would Kashan, whilst polymorphed, have access to Tongue of the Sun and Moon?
yeah, because it's a feature.
Because if so, he can still understand us, and we can still understand him.
Yeah.
So he's actually the best person to be
Well, in that
polymorphed
case,
because he
all
can
of-
still communicate.
Heck you, Llewellyn.
What?
You hear
You
the
can hear the
scorpion
sniffing
saying,
noises, but it communicates as Kashan saying this into your mind almost.
Oh, that's cool.
Alright.
Right.
But he does have the he has the mentality of a scorpion though. There is that though.
Yeah,
So
but
he's as smart as a scorpion.
any clear goals that he had before turning into one, he
still
still
has-
has that mentality.
He still has the personality of Kashan. He's
Yeah.
now just a scorpion. So, and you treat them as allies still. So here he jumps aboard the scorpion and begins sifting through the sands with him. And Karis.
Karis is helping and acting as a bodyguard.
Okay, cool. Alright, so
I'm a giant
He says-
scorpion that only moves sideways.
so the reason why it only appears around the dragon's lairs is because what we're looking for is where lightning has struck the sand.
So, lightning-infused glass?
Exactly. Called crystallized lightning or fossilized lightning. When a lightning bolt strikes the sand, the sand particles kind of melt and fuse together. In less than a second, they've formed into a kind of like strange rock. It's called fulgurite. Fulgur being draconic for lightning.
I wonder, just before we continue, do you think I could craft one into a replacement for my horn? Because that'd be kind of cool.
That would. They kind of look a little bit bubbly and sometimes there's bumps and stuff. But on the inside, it does look smooth, glassy, kind of like a horn, but it won't look like that on the outside.
Well, it would be cool to have a Lichtenberg figure as part of myself. But yeah. I'm actually surprised I haven't got one by now, but you know.
So sometimes they can look like roots as well. And if you see any rocks, you might see them on there as well. They're hard to spot, but let's just have a look whilst the others are resting. And she begins to kind of like starting to forage and look around the place. And the giant scorpion keeps them off the sand, so they can concentrate on looking rather than walking. So if you're helping Karis, actually let's just everyone have a perception or investigation check.
Perception from inside the hut?
No. Or even a survival check. Survival is also on the.
God. Damn
What's
it.
the wisdom of a
Isn't that-
giant scorpion?
You have it on your sheet.
Hmm?
You have it on your sheet. You are a giant scorpion right now. That's not a token. You are a giant scorpion.
Oh.
It's not just up. Yep.
It's a -1.
Yep.
But he should have advantage because he can dig in all the way into the sand and get to
Well,
all the nooks and crannies.
can they burrow? Yeah.
That was the whole point, wasn't it?
All right, then you can have advantage as well. Then,
Hey, don't
because your
screw
little
up.
pincers are they're like giant archaeologist tools anyway. They will work.
God damn it, Kashan.
All right, and finally Lahiri's roll, and she's proficient in survival, so I'm gonna give her a +4 to this. Oof.
Oh
We
no.
Okay, so
suck.
this comes up short, I'm afraid. She says, "Man, it's really hard to find. It's so hard if it's up buried under the sand. I'm sorry. Maybe we shouldn't have stopped here. Maybe it was another place."
Well, Karish just sort of considers this. Does it have to be natural lightning?
It's not just. No, it's not natural lightning we're looking for. These are the.
Oh, this is discharge from the dragons.
It is, yeah. We're right now where we are. This is the hunting grounds of their kind. I suppose if you wanted to make one angry, we could. No, that's a terrible idea. She shakes her head.
Well, I was just thinking of casting a lightning bolt at the ground, but
You could try.
but
the ones that-
considering this is meant to be enhancing me, I doubt it coming from me makes sense.
The ones that the dragons make are like really big. You go ahead if you want to try and give it a shot, Carius. Though
No,
you will make a very loud sound.
No, Karis is going to try something else. Right, you say these are probably around here but buried under the sand, right?
That could be, but the deserts are massive. They span for miles. It's like finding a needle in a haystack.
Well, what if I lift up the sand in a 100-foot cube around us?
Right, it's gonna go wide. Yeah, I guess you could try that. Yeah.
Right, I'm just going to cast control winds on the sand around us and just lift it into the air. Probably starting at like 30 feet down, so if the sand's quite deep, it just gets chucked up in the air.
Okay. Karis, you start billowing sand into the air. Lavelle, and you start to see the tiny hut is almost getting buried as some of the wayward sand gets caught by the wind and brushes up against the. You can see as you're like finishing eating your meal, like the level of the sand kind of rose to about half of the dome. And
Kashan uses dig.
yeah. Whilst this is going on, Karis, I'd like you to make a perception check as well, Karis. Disadvantage because of how much sand is kicking up into the air.
Oh, wait, disadvantage. That was actually a good roll. 12's not terrible.
Okay. So the sand that you're kicking up forms like almost little mini dust devils as well. That sort of spiral off into the distance. And your eye catches more billowing sand in the distance as well. You're not sure if those are ones you kind of created earlier, or if they're ones that kind of got closer whilst you were doing it, but there seems to be more clouds of dust in the air, in the distance. They might have been a part of your thing, or they might have been.
Arish just sort of looks and considers this, and then it's just like, Kashan, Lahiri, do you see any?
Oh, okay, you can both roll a new check. So, the scorpion with advantage.
I dig.
Lahiri's roll. Wow,
That's somewhat better.
that was Lahiri's.
I do.
Nice.
Not quite.
Okay. Working together to sort of like climb down sides of these big open spaces now, you do start to see there are like little pylons sticking out of the ground, and they're directly upwards facing. They kind of look like sticks, someone's like stuck into the ground like a stake. And as you get closer, they seem to have this kind of bobbly like texture to them.
I'm just
And,
gonna kind of almost swim through the sand and try and pincer them.
Pincer them. Okay. She says, wait, be delicate. Some of them crumble away and fall apart. But they are like glass after all. So be careful, Sean. The next step is excavating them. So if you want to try and pincer them out carefully, then give me a sleight of hand with your scorpion. So just your deck.
I don't know if I'm gonna be smart enough for that. A dex check.
Just a dex check with your giant scorpion.
It's a +1 at least. And you
It
are
is.
at least proficient in using your claws.
No. Oh no.
Oh,
Why
straight.
the hell did it roll another
I don't know.
percent?
Oh, weird. Anyway, okay. So the first one that you begin to like pincer does indeed like snap. Snaps with a kind of shattering sound as well. And Lahiri just sort of like kind of cringes a little bit.
I think
Okay.
I got it.
That's very good, Kishan. She pats your top of your head.
I kind of like place it down and it just like.
I think we might need to take a little bit more of a careful approach. So she kind of hops off the scorpion and begins skipping over to the little pylons and starts very carefully sort of brushing it away, chipping it ever so slightly. And at this point, I'd like everyone to make a perception check.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone this time.
Oh.
Mm-mm-mm.
Ooh. Nat 20.
Nice.
And he did the little effects thing as well, which I can't remember which one I'd done.
I still got more. That's
Yeah,
funny.
apparently Llewellyn's still got more. Wow. So
Because he's got a +11.
Plus 13 actually.
Oh, whatever.
So's Andy, I think.
yeah,
Oh, didn't mean to do that. My bad.
I'm just
Oh,
being
look at
outrolled by
Irina.
everyone, but mine's still a nat 20, so I'm
So-
taking.
Llewellyn, Irina, your your little hut is almost half buried, and you finished your meal, and you're feeling cool enough. You can probably come out of the hut.
I just popped my head through the sand that's covered the thing, just like, hey guys, what's going on?
Yeah, and as a result, because you want to know what's going on out there, because you kind of your line of sight's been blocked.
Yeah.
You kind of pop your heads out and start looking around, like what's happening, what have they done, and you do notice that there's this big crater that most of the pie have kind of gone into, and it's hard to see them, but something else draws your attention. Both Irina and Llewellyn look out into the distance and see a large cloud of dust billowing. When I say large, I mean it spans almost the horizon,
Oh,
and it seems to be
Well-
almost rolling from the Mirage Mountains.
we should probably tell them to hurry up.
Didn't Carius's dad say that the dragons often need that?
Yeah, we should carriers,
What?
Dragons!
hurry up, come back to the tiny hut,
Yeah,
and
Harry, hurry up.
Oh, I've only just started.
Apparently we might have company coming.
Oh no, she looks over and starts to see it as well. And Karis, because you're at a higher vantage point if you're on your glaive, and because you've got a natural 20, I'll say that in the distance you can see there is also the potential to get to the canyons as well. If you wanted to try and push on and beat the sandstorm, you could, or you could hunker down and be in the tiny hut. The risk reward here is if you get through the canyon, you'll be in a safe place, and you wouldn't have lost time, or you might not make it in time, or if you use the tiny hut, you'll 100% be safe, but you don't know how long you'll be in there for. Plus, you could actually just get buried alive as well.
Well,
if you stay in the place.
yeah. All right.
But there are canyons in the distance. You do see them.
How long do you think this is going to take?
Well, I was gonna spend maybe a couple of hours trying to get the pieces together.
We don't have.
Okay, it's delicate. We saw what happened when we just tried to grab it out. It sort of scattered.
Andy, can I borrow you?
Depends on what it is.
I need someone with really good, dexterous hands to try to get a pretty set of crystals from out of the ground.
I mean, she holds up a jewelry making kit.
Yeah. If you could help, that'd be great. We need to get this ASAP and get into the hut, and then hope we don't get drowned in sand. Or
You are wasting time by talking so much. Just take me to it.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of. I just sort of point. It's there.
I mean, it might
Right.
be better to get drowned in sand while in the hut because they won't see us as easy.
She'll go and start, helping.
Yeah, but if
crystals
the
out.
hut gets buried entirely,
Okay.
getting out of it.
Let's do this with Andy first. So you see this small little pylon sticking out of the ground. It has kind of a bobbly-like exterior, and as you kind of peer on the inside, you can see a glassy, smooth texture. And Lahiri's already trying to brush away some of the sand, and she notices you come over, and you've got your own set of tools, and so as she kind of offers them, she's like, "Oh, okay, you've got some. Let's try and excavate this really quickly. I'll work on this side, and you can work on that one. So go ahead, give me either a thieves' tools or sleight of hand, whichever you prefer. Thieves' tools, I think you'll have proficiency and dex, but you've got proficiency in dex, and so whichever one you've got expertise in, I guess.
I can't click on them.
Hmm.
Oh, we
Sleight
have
of
a
hand.
issue.
Jeweler's tools, but I don't know.
Yeah, just do sleight of hand because we had this
Yeah.
problem last session.
I think it's pretty much as high a bonus as you're going to get anyway. You've got
27.
Nice. Okay. So working very quickly, you sort of chip away some of the sand, and you realize this thing starts to branch out. It's not just one single stick. It's actually like it's been a solidified fork of lightning. You can see all of its little roots and bits kind of flying off in different directions. As you're kind of a bit rushed to excavate the whole thing, you realize it would take a long time, but you could get the main central fork of the lightning, and the Hiri kind of nods in agreement with this. The smaller ones are going to be of less use, so you kind of excavate the main fork. It's about 3 foot long as you fully excavate this thing.
So over half her height.
Yeah, it's massive. It's massive, yeah. And Lahiri's like, "Wow, you've found a massive one. Okay, let's carry it back quick."
Yeah.
I can't see where I'm going.
She helps carry it with you.
And once everyone's back inside the hut, Karis is going to basically try to manipulate the sand so that it forms almost like dunes around the hut, but doesn't quite cover the hut entirely.
Oh.
So we've got some sort of almost try to form a natural sand cave almost with the hut inside.
All right. So the sandstorm won't be on you until like a little while.
Yeah.
But if you want to hunker down,
Yeah.
fine.
Right. So Karis is going to just go into the hut to quickly discuss this. Right, we've got two options. We can either stay here and potentially get buried in the sand, but other than that, there's no real risk. Or we can try to push on the canyon and beat the storm there, and then we should be safe from it.
You understand what they're saying. Yeah. You are a scorpion, just barely fitting
Not at
inside.
my 1 overall intelligence.
I mean,
Survival.
if we get buried, I can always pop out and
That's true.
dig us.
I mean, to be honest, between the two of us, getting trapped underground isn't that big a threat unless it's like more than 500 foot deep. Or
Wait,
more
you
than
guys
100
can
foot deep in my case.
you guys can dig through ground? I hear he's kind of a bit questioning.
But it's sand; it can be blown away.
And I mean, I can teleport.
And Kashan just kind of like shifts side to side and buries like neck deep.
But how long will this thing last?
She'd be terrified of being buried in sand.
You know,
The thing is, it's like Lahiri asked, like, how long is it going to last though?
that is a good point.
You've got to wait out the sandstorm.
Looking at the sandstorm,
Mm-hmm.
the distance it is from us, and then the distance to the cabin. What's the which do I think the sandstorm will hit us first, or do I estimate we can outrun it?
Again, it kind of depends on how fast you're going. So if you have a way to speed yourself up, you could probably beat it in time. If you were just running there, chances are you'll either get there as it's hitting you, or you'll lag behind. But
How
probably
fast can the scorpion run?
40 feet.
Yeah, so 80 foot around.
Very fast, he said.
And it could probably
Okay. Karis, how fast can your blade go?
50 feet or 100 feet at a run. If there's two people on it, then 60 if I'm dashing.
Okay.
Just head out, like seeing the scorpion lag behind us. Like, do you want me to drop it?
the scorpion's faster than you.
Like,
Stingy,
can we
stingy.
see the cabins at this point or not?
The canyons, yeah, Karius could see them where he was from that vantage point.
Yeah.
And question just on top of that, if I'm carrying somebody because I'm a giant creature, does my speed get impeded? Or
No,
I'll
because
say
you're-
no because you're a giant creature, but if you're carrying two people, then yes.
Yeah, that's the same.
So,
as
well,
I can
eagle.
carry someone at 80 feet. So I
I'll
could
jump on your
carry...
back.
No, you can get to...
Well, we also have the option. I can. How many of us are there? There's 1, 2, 3. There's more. Well, actually, no, because Kashan could run. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could twice teleport all of us 120 feet.
Wow.
Is 120 feet enough to get us to the cavern? Alone?
No, not that close.
But as we're running, being able to teleport, basically able to knock 240
Save those spells.
Yeah.
What your best
Kashan takes someone, Karius takes someone, and I will take the last person in Dimension Door as far as I can and then run.
Lahiri says the best chances of turning the slowest person into the scorpion, because Kashan is really fast, right?
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
Because
So-
I could, as Kashan, I could literally carry someone 100 feet.
yeah, that's what I thought. So I am going to turn myself
Yeah.
into a giant eagle, because then even if I'm carrying two people, I'm still going the same speed as the scorpion, dashing.
There we go. Plus, Kashan can literally outspeed an eagle. So.
Yeah, just
Mhm.
don't fly too high.
No, I'll keep to
And
the.
I'll
the
pick up.
road.
Andy, do you have any kind of like boosty boost spells?
I don't think she does.
I think you have one useful spell on your.
In fact, no. We're trying to save the spells, so I'll just say, very sorry,
spell
Andy,
from
and
the-
I'll just sweep her up, and I'll take off at 200 feet a second.
Is this like
Yeah.
potato carry style?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to take Lahiri and Irina, then Llewellyn,
Yeah, sure.
which is, and then I can go on my glaive, and that's probably our fastest movement speed amongst the group.
Yeah. At a dash carrying 2 people, I can still go 80 feet because that's half my movement.
For the first 6 seconds, I'll be going 100 feet. For the rest, it'll be 75 feet. But it's still fucking fast.
And then Karis will be going 100 feet on his glaive.
Okay, nice. So, Llewellyn, you're carrying Lahiri and Irina,
Yeah.
and then Andy's being carried by Kashan.
Like a
and
sack of
Karis,
potatoes.
So, Llewellyn,
Try
it
to
is,
remember the sack of potatoes. It's not easy.
you are being weighed down quite a lot. And you can see out of everyone, it looks like the Scorpion is lagging behind. Karis,
they-
you're able to.
He
Overcome.
being an eagle.
He's an
Oh, he's
eagle.
an eagle, isn't he? Yeah.
I'm an eagle now. There's
Still,
not.
still you're half speed at this point.
But that's still insanely fast because a giant eagle dashing is
160?
Yeah, 160, but then halved to 80. So
Okay.
yeah, that would still make you the slowest of the movers because I'm moving 100 feet, but
Exactly.
it's still our fastest movement speed.
It would technically make me after the first 6 seconds,
Yeah.
but that's by 5, so it's
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
It's-
you do start to lag behind just a little bit. You do see the wind picking up ridiculously, and it's hard to fly at this altitude. You'll have to kind of swoop down and sort of skirt the dunes to make sure you're. The thing is, you need the air as well. If you don't have enough lift, so you're kind of having to find a nice balance in between. So I'd like to ask for an acrobatics check on the eagle,
Oh,
which would just be a deck.
eagle. You put the eagle in here somewhere, didn't you?
Tell you what, let me just turn you into one.
It's a +3.
I thought the eagle was on my spell on my character sheet.
You're an eagle now. Now just
Wow.
open the character sheet.
Okay, yeah. So acrobatic
And,
was it? Or athletic?
yeah, deck.
Don't fail me. Oh, you failed me.
It's not too bad, but you are feeling a bit buffeted every now and again. And where you kind of go too low, the dunes rise up, and then you're having to like flap your wings more and more to get above it. Then if you go up over the dune and then into the wind, you're suddenly being pushed back. It's difficult to maintain this, and as a result, you do start to fall behind slightly. The extra weight isn't helping either. So it's either two options: either fall behind or
drop the payload.
drop the eject the passengers, or at least one passenger.
Just squawking like, Irina, you fat ass is making me lag behind.
Just imagine that. Just eagle Llewellyn go.
Squawk.
"Meh."
You know.
Do I? It's pretty obvious he's starting to lag behind. Yes.
Yes.
How far have we got to go?
Some distance yet. I'm not going to say an exact distance, but you're going to need to solve this problem in order to.
Okay, hold
That's
on.
when the math starts.
I
Yeah.
don't like math.
Well, that's why we're not doing any math. And Kashan, I'd like you to make me a.
That could make you lighter, but still carryable.
Sean, I'd like you to make me an athletics check as well. Because you're making a mad dash.
Oh no.
Don't drop me.
And some of the dunes almost feel like you're having to climb up. It's like you feel your feet kind of like slipping on some of the steeper portions, and then as you're going up down some of the dunes, it's like trying to keep your balance as well.
You sand surf,
Yeah, I guess you could try it.
you know, like in Journey. One of the best bits of it.
Regardless, give me an athletics check there, Kashan.
Athletics.
Yes, please.
I'm good at those.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Oh boy. Okay, Kashan. Normally you can make a beeline somewhere in an instant, but with this terrain being up and down, the sands are hard to grip into, and you have to push off of the sand because as you press into it, it sinks down, and your feline feet are not used to this.
Can I try and focus? Because I can imagine sand during a storm is almost similar reactant to water. So can I try and just focus down and just be like, I'm walking on water. I'm walking on water. I've done this 100 times.
Cool idea.
And I just want to try and tippy tap, like instead of trying to push forward for that momentum,
Yeah.
I just want to restrict the amount of time that my foot's on the ground as much as possible.
Right. Because you have got. Where is it?
Why do I see Kashan singing the song I'm Walking on Sunshine, but I'm walking on water instead?
Where is it on your sheet? It's something you can actually do, isn't it?
What?
Yeah.
As in the
Running across water.
He can also run up walls and stuff, so I want to say it's in his fast movement or his monk speed or something.
Can't see it on there. I will say, in order to kind of do this
I'll
though,
find it.
in order to go this fast and have
Unarmored movement.
It's in his unarmored movement. At 9th level, you gain the ability to move along vertical surfaces and then across liquids on your toe without falling during the move.
Nice. Okay. I'll say, in order to do this, like concentrate, and as you're saying, like you're focusing your mind. That's effectively like channeling your own ki as well. So I'll say if you want to spend, you're order 4, in order to overcome this, I'll say if you can spend, how much is it for Step of the Wind? It's like one. One. Okay. So for these, there's like several dunes that are coming up. I'm going to say if you spend 3 key points, you can get over all the dunes. Because you're going to need several dashes where the sands are being billowed, right? And it almost forms this cascading slide of sand.
I'll do one even better. I'll just kind of stop and I'll just say, Andy, get on my back.
She scrambles round to his back.
And I just kind of like tuck her arms and legs to hold on as tight as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what, because she's probably got like a sash or something she could use to, like a seat belt.
Like one of those baby slings.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. So you've just got you next to Egbert.
I am protecting Egbert.
Oh, I completely forgot about
I wait a moment, feline agility kicks in, and I go, and I will spend those 3 key points.
Nice. Yeah.
Does she literally have like what's it? You know when you have to go at like hyper speed and stuff.
When you just face.
It's just a.
Yeah, you do. This massive, like, almost looks like quicksand before you. Suddenly, Kashan kicks into high gear, and his feet become like almost gently tapping across the surface, like he's stepping off a single grain of sand, and he just glides across the surface, making it look this all these hills and dunes, making it just look like
Sandals.
a boat. Anyway, going back to the Velen and the cargo, have you thought of a solution?
I only have one solution, and that is to take Lahiri, dimension door 400 feet ahead, wait until the Velen catches up, and then hop back on. That's literally the only solution I can give.
Not
Okay.
fine. Are you not going the full hog? Like the whole hog?
Isn't it 400? Or am I
No, it's 500 for dimension.
500 then?
500 is pretty
better.
strong.
Yeah. But then it lightens the load for him to catch up.
But keep running.
Oh yeah, we will keep running at the same time, for sure.
You're like many rounds ahead. I can start going at 160 feet, but that's like
No, we're still running once we get
Okay.
there.
All right, Dimension Door will do it. You've taken up Lahiri in your hands. He's like, what? And then whoom, vanishes from the eagle. And immediately you soar back up into the air as the weight is lifted from your wings. And yeah, this makes you able to pretty much dash at full pace. And the eagle catches up to you almost instantaneously, it feels, because he can move when he's dashing like 200.
160. Because you
160.
have
about 18 seconds, give or take.
Yeah, only 18 seconds, which is insane. But it's enough to perhaps get into range, because 500 feet is a massive distance. Then, Karis, you can see that the lower down the bird is flying, the better, because the canyon in the distance is forming a windshield, effectively, and all the air is billowing over the top of it. And, Karis, I'd like you to give me just one, because you're in the glaive, you're not exerting yourself, but you are holding on to it tightly. Just give me either a acrobatics or athletics check to hold on tight to this thing and balance on it.
If I'm using my sort of storm guide thing to sort of manipulate the wind around me to make it a bit easier, do I gain any bonuses to it?
Yeah, click that into the chat for us if you could as well. Just wanted to have a read of it.
Yeah, because it's what we used when I did that extremely long flight before, and probably
If it
how
is windy,
Karis
you can use your bonus action each round to change the direction. Yeah, so absolutely. In fact, you can fly alongside Llewellyn as well, making this easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can
Yeah.
roll with advantage.
Okay, which is shift.
Yeah.
Yay. Really?
Okay. 13? Okay. So the DC wasn't terribly high, not when you've got wind that you literally changed the direction. It was buffeting you, but now it's at your back. And you can propel yourself forward. However, that little twist in direction is a little bit daunting, and you have to hold on to your glaive. You see Karis almost slip from it, and he's holding it upside down at this point, just gripping onto it with arms and legs. But it's working. And you guys coming down towards the canyon, you are going to land. In fact, let me grab all of your tokens and copy you one. Okay. All right. I'm going to grab these. Get rid of that. Paste you on. Okay, cool. All right.
Let's go fly a kite.
All right. So you guys have come towards these rocky outcroppings. Some of the boulders are huge, and they're enough to break the massive sandstorm that's encroaching. However, it's still very hard to hear one another with the wind kind of whistling and howling. And amongst these, you can see entrances into a very tight and cramped canyon. And it's off in the distance. You guys are on the map finally.
Finally.
Wow, that worked. Just. And we even got our cool lightning spear thing.
Turn to Lahiri and ask her to point which direction we need to go from this point.
Well, I've never been here myself, but Father said that their lair is in the canyon somewhere. This was the landmark he was talking about. So it would have been easier to fly across and see where we're going, but I don't think that's an option anymore. We kind of just got to get inside of it. It is still windy, by the way, and everyone's sort of shouting to. In fact, even Lahiri's voice is probably just like a. And she's pointing off and towards the canyon.
Do I understand the language?
Yes. You do.
I mean, she's literally right next to me, so
I mean, technically, if the wind speaks a certain language, then all I hear is just anger.
Oh,
Anger.
speaking of which, actually, Kishan, you would hear the wind speaking that. And anyone else who speaks Auran as well can hear the howling winds.
Some Muppet characters
I
today.
speak Auran because I'm an eagle.
You don't speak
Well, I
Auran
can
because you're an eagle.
understand Auran.
Yeah,
Eagles
giant
don't speak
eagles understand Auran.
Yeah,
Eagles do not speak Auran.
understand
do
common
understand
Auran.
Understand it.
They understand Auran.
They only
Oh.
speak eagle.
It's one of their languages.
How bizarre.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mad. All right. Well then, in that case, you would hear intruders will be swept away, buried beneath the sand.
This is not the way. Turn back, Ash.
That
Oh.
sounds more like a.
I was only doing my job.
What's the earthy language?
No, you.
Terror.
That's Terran.
Terran. That
That was
sounds
definitely
more
a
like a
wind-
Terran thing to say rather than an Auran.
I don't know. They were saying like being swept away by the wind. That
And
kind of.
buried under the sand. It sounds like they're working together.
I feel swept enough already. She's like still trying to sort her hair.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's my nose.
I'm sorry.
Are you willing to talk, wind? Gareth just asked in Auran.
I'm just ignoring the wind. I'm going to continue. Am I good to move?
Yeah, you can move your tokens.
And it's strapped to me, so I'm just going to steal your token.
She's like, I'm actually quite happy here.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Too low.
You shout this out, Gareth. It feels like the voice is coming from everywhere, and you're not sure if there is even one thing. It sounds like almost a chorus of voices. Maybe it is the wind itself. And did you say, can we just talk about this? It says, your voices will be drowned out by the billowing, howling wind.
Just like Gareth just sort of considers this for a moment, and it's just like, really? That's where you're going with? Okay. And Gareth is just gonna follow the others. Though I have just realised it with how the we've got like the language module working.
Mm-hmm.
Because I speak primordial, which is all four of them. Do I need to have it as those separate to understand if someone's speaking an Auran in the chat?
Yeah, you can put as if you understand all of them.
Yeah, I'll just.
They're just different dialects. At least in my world, they are.
Jamie, what language are you speaking then?
He's speaking Auran.
It was general, custom?
All
What?
right.
Oh, it's not picking up for me.
Just click on my token. You'll see what I put. I just put. I'm just walking on my eagle feet, following.
All right. Yeah, it's almost like this big cascading sandstorm just above your heads, like forming almost like a wave over the top of you. It's getting all in your eyes, though. It's kind of like some of the more heavy bits are just falling down and peppering you.
Can I use my wings to try and like cover the group, like because it's like large wings?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you kind of form like a little bit of a shield, a wind shield for them. But here he's definitely tucked in underneath one of them.
Yep, stay close to the bird. Bird is the word.
Marina, don't get left behind.
Yeah, Irina, you probably should stay close too. I know you used a bit today.
Yeah, for some reason I can't move my token.
I can for some reason.
Great. So can I.
You might need to refresh the page, Irina. Maybe I just had to get something to work.
Hmm. But yeah, I can't move the token at the moment. But with the group.
Okay, so
Well-
up ahead, you see the rocky kind of wall. There's less sporadic rocks and more of a solid face.
Does it seem like that? I'm assuming we've entered the kind of windshield now.
Not quite. It's still buffeting you. To get really shielded, you would need to be nestled in the cramp. And these rocks aren't high enough either. There is a sheer wall, but where it's kind of funneling over the top. Some of the heavier particles of sand are being drawn to the ground and getting in your eyes.
Okay. So are we still moving full speed at this point?
You've more shielded than you were, but
Okay,
yeah, it's
gotcha,
up to you what
gotcha.
you want to do.
Quick question. Obviously, the knowledge I have of dragon etiquette that I was trying to teach to the group, is there one for like entering a dragon's territory to be like, this is what you do to show that you're like, you mean no harm, and
Play dead.
Not generally, yeah, not generally. If you're trying to get audience with a dragon, normally you send a messenger off first. They are unlikely to return alive, and then you go afterwards.
do you
I
want
send
to send
Tackler out to
Tacklo
scout.
because he's a
Yeah.
dragon?
Yeah, I send my
Send
dragon.
him with
out
a
to
little
scout.
coin as well, so he might be
Yeah.
well received.
Yeah, I send Tackler with a gold coin
Yeah.
to go scout out.
It depends from dragon to dragon, Irina, as well. Like, a black dragon is going to be cruel and torturous. They might not ever let you leave alive. A
But
white
I
dragon,
mean, just like in general terms of ones that do grant audience or are a little bit more social.
mhm.
Like
A white
we-
dragon is more likely just to attack you on sight, and a blue dragon is going to be more interested and intrigued, but they still have their defenses for a reason. And this isn't the point in which you want to talk to a dragon. You're probably not even close to the dragons yet, considering you've got to find your way through a canyon.
I'm gonna have Tacklo scouting out with a gold coin, just in case.
Are
Okay.
blue dragons on the chromatic scale, or are they?
Yeah, they're on the chromatic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They are. Okay. Just out. That sounds kind of
Yeah.
like a stupid question, but yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're-
so Tacklo
prob-
is going to have a little scout ahead. Pseudo dragon.
yeah. I think blue dragons are probably of the chromatics, probably the one you're most likely to be able to successfully deal with. Off the top of my head.
Are they kind of like somewhat towards the neutral side?
It's more
Hello.
they're more social and likely to not want to instantly kill you. Not necessarily that they're neutral, but they might see some other use for you.
Gotcha.
They're
From
lawful, what we're trying to get towards. Talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you should be able to see through this guy's little eyes. James.
What
Oh, this guy.
I am not seeing that token or anything in that area. I can. Oh, now that I've clicked it, I can.
The puppy
Yeah.
dragon.
So he flies across this large kind of like crater of sand, and well, what can you see? I can't tell what you can see from here. Later.
Not a lot. It looks like moving him further doesn't expand my vision range with him. Like I moved him here, and I'm still just seeing like a black border, like here.
Well, you should be able to see from his eyes.
I can't.
But
No,
I
only James can.
doesn't seem to be,
Oh,
or
he does
it's
not have any vision set up. His
possibly.
keen senses. He doesn't have dark vision, does he? No. 1 second. Oh, he does have vision. There we go.
Ah, that's better. So I can see sort of some more rocks and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
nothing major. It looks like the canyon. Looks like there might be almost an entranceway here, because that
Right.
looks.
Or or even to the east. I don't know what you can see from his.
Yeah,
When it-
like here.
Yeah,
possibly.
exactly.
Right,
As soon as you get to there, roll me a perception check with disadvantage, because the sand is still billowing in your eyes right now.
because of keen senses, would that be flat? Because that
Yes,
gives advantage.
Yes. Okay. Nice. But I got nicer. Okay, so poor little Tacklo, unfortunately, going to get attacked. Let me see.
Tacklo does not have much health.
No, they don't. All right, you did. So you see, the only thing you hear is this howling wind all around Tacklo, and just as he gets to this small little opening, you are suddenly your vision goes dark as you feel Tacklo's body is buffeted by something enough that it swats him against the sides of the rock, and he is unconscious. But he will not unconscious. He teleports back to his pocket dimension, where there are nice strawberries and
Yeah, right. So, based on what Tacklo just saw, I have a feeling that whichever person wants to sweep us away is over in that sort of direction.
Very well. I'll untie the sash and set Andy free.
Uh,
And I will say, shall we push on? Now we know something's there. We can proceed, of course, with caution, but
yeah, that would be my thought. Llewellyn, if you want to come out of eagle form now, you can. I don't know if you need to be in eagle form anymore.
Caw.
I'll bring out my bow staff and I'll start pushing forward.
I bring out my glaive and just sort of look. Are we rolling initiative now? Because two people.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
jump out.
shall I move back then?
no, you can move. It's just I'm getting it ready. I'm just rolling
Okay,
my.
gotcha.
I'll jump out into Llewellyn form.
How do you know we can't talk our way out of this, Chris?
Well, then it would be a social encounter.
Okay.
I'm going to give Lahiri my other glaive, my flying.
Oh, there it is. Okay, everyone roll initiative. Kishan, I need you to roll a dexter. Ooh.
Ah!
What?
As you suddenly hear the scream of Kishan as he steps onto the small.
Do you know what? I
pit.
knew it.
Yeah, you did know it, but you stepped on it anyway. Give me a dexterity saving
I
throw.
even saw it and I was like, it looks different. Like,
It
if I
does.
step on it, something's gonna happen. Like, something's gonna attack us or something. And then I was like, nah, it must be fine. I've walked around it. It's cool. Fuck's sake.
Oh boy. All right. Well, you heard it here. You just literally, as soon as Kishan walks forward, about 20 foot into the blinding sand, you just hear him scream, "Ah!" like you just made it sound.
You just
And I
hear
go-
coming from the hole, I'm outnumbered. An easy
boy.
fight.
Okay,
A fair fight.
everyone click their initiative.
Oh,
done.
shit.
But whilst
Uh,
Kashan was rushing forward,
By the way, because I'm on a
gonna get-
different map.
I'm going to give Lahiri my flying glaive and just be like, if you need to escape, use this. Hopefully, you won't need it, but
Chris, because I'm on another map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can roll. You still roll your initiative.
I'm not on the turn order because my turn.
Oh right, hold on. Here you go.
Yeah.
What about now?
also as a side note, Chris, I know what we're up against.
Lovely. Oh yeah, so you should.
I have an idea.
No.
Well,
I
that
don't.
and they're in the initiative order.
Yeah.
I can see them. Which
It's going to become pretty obvious in just about 3 seconds.
I kind of guessed that's what they were as soon as they started speaking, and
Yeah.
I still have no initiative.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't have that. I'm on Let's Go Fly a Kite.
Oh. Did your token disappear though, right?
Yeah. It took me to another map, but I clicked on Let's Go Fly Kite because I had no initiative
Yeah.
order.
Alright, well, you shouldn't have clicked back. Alright, you gotta come back here. Okay. There you go, now click. You rolled a 25, by the way, so
Oh,
you're up.
I mean, that'll do.
Yeah. Okay, so Kishan, you're up first before anyone else.
Okay.
Lavella, you still need to roll initiative.
I already have. I got a 5.
No, because you're a giant eagle.
I'm. Oh, I dropped out of Giant Eagle, but sure, okay, I'll do it.
First of all,
You did say that.
You didn't? Oh, okay, alright. Drag. Hold on a second then.
I got 5.14 as my initiative. So nothing amazing.
Five. Okay, yeah, you're at the bottom. Sweet. Alright, so Kashan, you have fallen into a very large sinkhole, and with that deck, what did you get on your deck save?
I haven't made a deck save.
Okay, because you are falling and tumbling, and it goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 foot down into the earth. You're continually falling. Yes, 60 foot down. This is a massive, long sinkhole. Like someone deliberately made this tunnel. It goes far down as possible. Probably to
Okay.
break people's legs before they got to the bottom.
Well, at least he's the one person who can fall and not. We don't have to worry.
So I'll
Yeah.
slow fall for me.
Is that you, the reaction, yeah?
That's going to be my reaction, yeah.
Okay. Alright, so thank God you are the one who triggered this trap, because anyone else could have broken their legs. As you fall towards the ground, you manage to find grains of sand big enough that you tiptoe and land off of, and like a small little helter-skelter of
I would have
sand.
thought
You
I'd just bring up my bow staff and like helicopter propel down.
yeah. You come safely to a ground on the bottom. There's rubble, there is broken pillars, and you hear a hissing sound in the darkness. Your dark vision immediately adjusts to the lighting conditions, and you see hissing pythons in the corners.
Oh boy.
Massive.
So my first question is, do any of the pillars on the corners of the room reach the top?
They do, yes, but the hole is that hole right there. That it's about a 15-foot hole above you,
Okay.
and the
Gotcha.
ceiling is about 20 foot up in the air.
Right. Well, in that case, eliminate the threat. I'll quickly say it's like, hello, friends.
You hear they're hissing. They sound hungry. They do not speak a language.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I'll rush towards this one, and I'm gonna bat.
Go ahead.
Bat.
Have it.
Oh.
Oh, well, that's a good start. Very nice. You have bat, the danger noodle. Don't forget you can use your targeting as well. So
Yeah.
just hold down Alt and click it. Apply the full damage to selected token. Cool. Yes.
Okay. Second strike.
That hurt the danger noodle. Critically hit danger noodle. God, poor guy. Okay.
Jesus.
All right. It is bloodied after this second strike. You immediately hear the cracking of bones and vertebrae. It's hitting. It's suddenly like interrupt. Like it's getting really messed up.
Okay. And that is going to not be my turn. I'm going to try and finish this one off.
Okay.
So step of the wind. Why am I not on my right? Yep, there we go. So first strike. Bop bop.
Okay. 24 is a hit.
9 points
It's-
damage.
Still going,
And last one.
and that's a hit. 8 points. It's looking like it's nearly down, but it is still alive. And
Really?
yep, these are massive snakes. You've never seen a snake this large in your life, and it's got a truckload of hit points. It seems.
30, 39.
You bloodied it when it got to 30.
That was 47 points of damage.
Correct. And it's still going.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, sweet. Awesome.
All right. So 41 points of damage, right?
47 I counted. 30,
Yep.
39, 47.
Okay, back to the other guys. It is Irina's go.
Okay, whereabouts did Kashan fall?
Sean disappeared. Oh yeah, let's put something onto the map.
Oh, Chris, if I jump back to the other page just so I get the visuals for the other group.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
However, I'm on the other page and I don't have visuals for the other group.
Oh, you don't have vision. Try clicking someone's token.
I can't see anybody's token.
Right.
It's
here.
alright, I'll try and refresh.
Just click here. Where am I pinging?
I can't see your ping. I can't see a map.
Right here.
I can't. I cannot see.
Yeah, that's not showing anything.
Yeah,
on
are
that.
you moving your mouse? Because no, there you go. You disconnected. All right. Anyway,
just
Irina,
refreshed.
you'll go. If you can see what you can see, then you can see what you can see. In other words,
Okay.
can Irina see?
Yes, I can see the pit.
Then yes, you see that there was a massive sinkhole in the sand that Kashan has fallen down.
Okay, I want to get as close as I can. So 10, 20. Get to about there. I'm gonna have to use my action to dash to get up to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do the edges of it look stable or?
No, they do not. They have sunken in, so there's like this dip before it gets to the actual concrete.
Okay. Well, if
Right.
it dips, can I see into?
Yes, you can. You see a wall going down and down, some 10, 20 foot, and then darkness. Your dark vision goes to 120 foot though, so you would need to get right over the top to see down it. Because right now, from your angle, you can only see the wall. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay.
How close do I think I can get without falling in? 'Cause if I
Well-
fall in, I'm gonna just-
Roll me a quick perception check. Hard to say with the unstable looking ground, but you can see the clear outline of the pit around
All right,
that.
screw it. I'm just gonna go. bleh.
You're safe. You're on safe ground.
Can I see?
You kind of peer down as far as you can. You can just about see the opening of it. But you can't see the bottom where Kachan is, just the opening of the hole, which is about 40 foot. And then he's in a 20-foot tall chamber. So yeah, you can see 40 foot down right now.
I mean, that's my turn. That's all I can do.
Okay then. Carius.
Yeah, Carius has given his glaive to Lahiri's flying glaive just in case needs to escape. Tells her to stick close though.
Okay. She was
sit-
nestled up behind the valance.
Yeah, just sort of move to there.
Okay.
Just trying to consider.
You
what
can
my
see about 30 foot down. from that angle.
It's an expensive spell slot, but the movement it gives me is useful as an action to cast initially. No, it's a bonus action. Why not? Let's do it. I'm going to cast Fast Step
Okay. On who?
myself.
Okay.
It's a self-only spell.
All right.
I'll just sort of roll into the chat. And then I'm going to teleport 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45, 50, 55, 60 over to here to try to see what happened to Taclo.
Okay.
Because obviously that's another threat, and I want to have eyes on it.
True that. I will say that in amongst this canyon, you see a whirling, billowing, like small tornado of sand, and it is rushing, almost like rushing off the top of the canyon and coalescing and pouring in front of you, right this very moment.
Okay. I'm going to hold an action to strike out with my Wavebender's Leomano should something come into range and act threatening.
Okay. All right. The next turn is Andy.
From where I am, did I see Kishan fall into the canyon?
You did. You saw him.
Assuming so.
You saw him
Okay.
fall right here. He slipped
Okay,
and
okay.
then was pulled under.
Sorry, I just need to check something. My computer went to sleep. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? That's not what I want. She'll probably go to as close to the edge as she dares. And she just calls down to Kashan, do you want to fly or do levitate? Will that help you get out?
I think
You
if somebody could catch me on the other end, yeah. In fact, to be fair, if you cast it on me and I jump up and I just start levitating, when I get to the top, you are more than welcome to shoot me with an arrow.
Okay, so you can
I
hear.
can only do one or the other, though.
You can hear Andy's voice, and Andy, you can perhaps hear Kashan.
I think that's suggesting levitate.
You haven't got eyes on him yet. You need to be maybe just at the
They
very
both
edge.
need visual.
I'm trying to find it. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Tired brain means I can't find anything right now. There it is. Yeah, it's a visual. So.
So you need
What
to
about
get
fly?
just a bit closer, so that you're looking directly down
Same again.
into it.
Okay.
You've got the movement to do it.
She'll tread incredibly carefully.
Okay.
So almost like testing the ground beforehand.
Obviously, she's next to Irina at the moment. Can we have a rope?
Yeah, you could, but it's all happening in turn order. So,
Yeah,
Irina,
that
you can be passed a rope as like a free action, and hopefully that'll be enough. But you haven't got enough you haven't got enough time to tie it all the way around. You just
Okay,
kind
in
of.
which case, I'm just going to grab hold of like the back of her belt or her cloak or something then, or her arm.
Gotcha. All right. Go ahead, and move your
Cool.
token.
I mean, kind of at the edge of it already, but you know.
No, I'm not close enough.
Oh.
Though.
There it is. Okay, so from there you can now see all the way down. You're almost at the very edge of the stone and peering down, and you're kind of at an incline as well. But Irina's got at the back of your cloak. You can see Kashan is. Wait, you moved forward, didn't you? Yeah, you moved forward. Just check where you are. Just barely, only because you're on the northern side of it, and Kashan decided to go to the southern side, so you're at an angle where you can just see his fluffy tail about 60 foot from you.
That's good enough.
So he starts levitating butt first.
Yes.
No.
Right. Like, yeah, click that into the chat for us. And look, Kishan, you start to feel all kinds of weightless. And
It
you
will
can
be,
see,
yeah.
if it's a willing creature, they can move about 20 foot up a turn. It's one creature you can see within range, and the range is 60 foot. Perfect. That's literally the perfect range. All right.
She's
So then.
literally dangling over the edge of this hole with a violin out, playing the tune needed for it.
Irina's just like, yeah.
Would you like to go up 20 feet, Kishan? You're willing?
Nah. Yes, please. Yes, please.
All right, so Kishan, you hover up, and because this is forced movement, I'm not going to say you get attacked of
Oh, cool,
opportunity.
cool, cool.
So your tail, like Andy said, butt first up into the air, and you hit the ceiling, but you're only at the edge of the ceiling, right? You're not being like slammed into it. You're just like kind of like up against it.
Just kind of getting
All right.
dragged.
Yeah. All right, we have 20 foot. There we go. That is going to be a lifesaver right there. Not even under
For the
risk.
snakes, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, Lahiri is just going to hide, so she doesn't want to fight, and it's your turn, Llewellyn.
I'm going to head to the hit as well.
Oh, she's not doing good job of hiding. She probably just thinks twice about being left alone and rushes up behind you, Llewellyn.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh,
You know
Lahiri.
what she
No. I wouldn't leave if Lahiri's not following. I wouldn't leave him behind because that's.
She's trying to hide. She's stuck between these two rocks, so that's where she's ended up. Oh wait, Llewellyn. Sorry, it's not your turn yet.
Oh, it's not okay.
Oh, sorry. I just realised because they were on the turn order but hidden. I'm going to reveal them now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, see, I could see them on the turn order.
Yeah, I know. It's because you've got control of them. All right. So, the one in front of you,
I?
Gary.
Why?
Yeah, because you have control over air elementals, thanks to being Elravan. Elravan had command over air
Oh,
elementals.
yeah,
Okay,
that makes
cool.
sense.
So, one of them in the air above Irina and Andy begins to coalesce. That wave of sand that's kind of flowing overhead is pouring into a more humanoid-like shape. It's got arms and a semblance of a head, and as it whirls towards you guys, it's going to engulf several of you, I think. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kara's probably seeing this, calls out to Lahiri, and is just like,
Yeah.
what's the religious significance of us literally fighting wind? Is that a no-no, or are we okay with that?
These are manifestations of the dragon's lair. They are definitely not of our religion.
Okay, so good to kill. Cool. Just want to check.
Irina and Andy, this creature whirls down towards you and begins sweeping you off your feet. I need both of you to make me a strength saving throw. Or if you want, I can make you roll it automatically if you want.
That's fine.
What?
Oh.
One is Irina.
That was weird.
Okay, 14 is a save.
And Andy.
That is a
It's not
fail.
strong.
Not strong. Okay, so
I mean, technically, I've still got hold of her.
yeah, you do. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'll say this. You can either give. All right. Because you're holding on to Andy. She's being pulled away and swept up. I'll let you do this. Andy can either roll advantage, or Irina, you can roll again with disadvantage.
Oh no, that's a terrible decision to have to make.
It is.
I mean, we have the same strength. What do you want to do? Roll with advantage.
Suppose.
Anything's better than a 7. I hope. Alright. Andy's gonna re-roll and hope for the best.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, no, it's not enough. You feel the wind is pulling and slipping the material between your fingers, and eventually they are yanked from your grasp. So, on a failed save, Andy takes
Um,
They're
bludgeoning
flung
damage.
up to 20 feet away in a random
are.
direction and knocked prone.
Okay, so I'm going to roll a d8 to see which direction you go, 1 being north. You're going directly backwards, so towards the Velen. Oh, God.
Oh no.
Oh, no. I can't-
That's okay though. It could have been worse.
just
no.
threw my dust
Yeah.
devil down the sinkhole. Oh, dear. Good one, Chris. Oh, well, I'll have to go grab him. Whoops. You probably see him on your screen there.
Well, that was one way to get rid of them. They fell down the hole.
Okay.
Did not think air elementals could fall.
Okay,
to
so
know.
you're flung 20 feet towards Lavellen, and as such, I need Lavellen to roll a dex save,
Oh no.
because
Is
you
that-
see an Andy being flung towards you.
Is that a disadvantage as well? Because I've got 1.
No, because 1 point doesn't affect.
No, that's
ability
gonna be
checks.
stupid.
It's 2, I think, for ability checks, or 3.
I fail anyway. So I'll
Lovely.
just-
Saves.
All right, so you get knocked prone and also take the same damage. So you took 6 points of bludgeoning damage as well.
The first one's ability check.
Yeah, but not saving throws.
Oh, not
The
saves.
save
No,
throw.
no, no.
Yeah, which is what he was having to make.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is 2
And
or 3.
Irina, you only took half of that, so you only took 3 points
3
of
of
bludgeoning damage.
Isn't it 3d8 plus 2?
Yes, it is actually. You're right. So hold on, 8. So Irina takes 4, Andy and Llewellyn take 8.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
Ooh, and
Take it.
is levitate a concentration?
It is. So I do need a concentration check from Andy, DC 10.
so it's Constitution, yeah?
Yeah.
You got this, I believe.
I believe in a flying
Oh
cannon.
man.
No, you go crashing.
Oh, no.
You don't have anything that allows you to re-roll? Like,
Lucky?
That's true.
Do you? Do you have
I
that?
don't. No, I don't have lucky.
You're
oh
not
yeah,
Raven.
No.
this isn't Raven. Oh, okay. Then I'm afraid, as a result of getting flung around and hit into Llewellyn, you have got a bit distracted from the concentration on your spell, and oh dear, for
No, I think anyone would.
oh yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
And Kishan,
So I,
unless you want to slow fall again.
Is there any way I can reach for the top?
There
Can I
isn't
just,
really
like-
handhold, but you have got a climbing speed, don't you?
Yeah. I
So
have.
say technically, if
claws.
you're levitating, you could just plant your feet and start running.
Although climbing doesn't mean you can walk on like on an upside down.
I can
can't
work
do
on vertical.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is like a rooftop. I'll tell you what. Give me, because this is happening and you don't realize it. So you're kind of like pouring out quickly as fast as possible. Just give me a acrobatics check because you're being held aloft.
I can do that.
A 16, even with a 6, is pretty good. So you managed to claw onto just the very tippity top side of it, and I'm talking about the actual vertical wall itself, not the rooftop. Because the rooftop, you scramble to clamber onto something. There's no handholds or anything, but the actual vertical sinkhole where you fell, you grip onto it with your very tips of your nails.
Cool.
Okay, it is the next Dust Devil's go. This is the one next to you, Eucharius. So your held action goes off.
Okay, let me trigger my glaive attack.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna point out.
Hopefully hopefully that just does what I wanted. No, that was the wrong glaive, but technically it'd be a 19 and a 13. No, it would just.
Okay.
Wait,
Don't
is
forget to
my
target the creature.
I thought I had. Oh, I must have clicked. Oh, I had to refresh. So, so that would be a 19 and 13 damage with my Wavebender's Leomana. I clicked Glaive of Flying, so
13 damage is pretty good.
and it's not halved because my weapon counts as magical.
7. All right. Now, you do a decent chunk to this swirling mass, and it seems like it's effective, but it has got plenty of health to spare. As soon as your held action goes off, it slams into you with its wind
Attempt
fist.
well wind me.
Yeah. Its fist of wind misses and misses again. Wow. All right.
Yep, Carrot. I'm honestly just picturing as it tries to strike Carius, he just literally uses his storm guide thing to just sort of manipulate to like fly around him. He's just like, I can do this all day, buddy.
Well, can you do it whilst being flanked? There's another one swirls from the south and is looking for a potential target. Sees you here, nestled. I could just go over towards the wall, make his life up.
Carius just says in Oran, "All right, Breezy, how you doing?"
All right, yeah, let's go for you. You've taunted it. Okay. Tell you what, though, it's going to go for its whirlwind attack as well. So give me. In fact, hold on. Let me just do this. This will be quicker. You rolled a natural 1.
Ooh.
Okay, so you take 3d8 bludgeoning plus 2.
Yep. And I need to make a concentration check, which I have Warcaster, so it's advantage.
Wow, there's a lot more damage on the dice this time.
Wow.
All right, you make concentration, but you are being hurled in 1, 2, 3, straight east into the wall, into the canyon, 5, 10, 15, 15 foot that way. And you take an extra 2, okay, 1d6. An extra 5 points of bludgeoning.
Yeah. Can you just type -18 on these? I always think I haven't.
Yeah, you can. As long as you highlight the whole number. All right. That's now all the Dust Devils go. Llewellyn, you're up.
Right. I
I
am
suppose.
prone because Andy knocked me down.
Yeah, you were prone.
How close do I need to be? I need to be like there. That's exactly what I need. Perfect. Because I'm gonna. That's still moving. I'm gonna help.
That's as far as you can get.
Yes. And that one over there, that's flanking Carius.
Yeah.
I'm going to phantasmal force it into thinking that Carius is actually this one over here.
Like an ally of his.
Yeah, this with it.
Okay.
So it comes over to try and kill Carius. Yeah.
Is it a wisdom save?
I believe so. Intelligence.
Not enough.
Intelligence, so.
Intelligence. I just
Yeah.
said wisdom. All right, well, it failed anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one right here is under the effects of Phantasmal Force. Does it take any psychic damage yet? Is that next turn? Click it into the chat. Whenever you cast a spell, guys, click it into the chat.
I was. Yes. But no, it only takes damage if it thinks something is damaging it.
Gotcha, okay. Never mind then. Alright.
That doesn't stop it from damaging other things.
Yep. Alright, then back to the top. It's technically Kashan's go. Oh wait, what happened to the snakes? They were down here. Okay. So the snakes surround you, of course. but they are unable to get you when you're 20 foot in the air. Otherwise, they would have ruined your day. All right, so Kashan, they are. It's like a coiled pit beneath you right now. What would you like to do?
How high is the hole up from me?
40 feet.
40 feet. So I'm going to climb I'm going to climb up to a place where I have decent angle to it.
You want to climb all the way to the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I want to climb to a place where I have good jumping angle.
Okay. Let me change something real quick.
Effectively, what I want to do is get to that spot, step of the wind to double my jumping distance, and spring off.
Okay, you're here.
Okay.
And that took 40 foot of your movement.
That's fine.
Right.
Yeah, as I say, I like to spring off using step of the wind to double my jumping distance.
Okay, where do you want to jump to?
To the ledge.
Yep. You can easily get over there. Which ledge do you want to land on, though?
The easiest to get to.
Okay, the easiest is right there, then. So you jump off and land in front of you. Right here. You've made
perfect.
it all the way out of the hole. You're out of danger. Out of the danger noodles.
Okay, so I'll just look around and say, what's happening?
The
Also,
wind's attacking us. Sort of.
right.
But now is our window of opportunity.
Could I also be allowed onto this combat tracker?
Yeah. You're at the top.
Cool. And yeah, so that was my bonus action. Is the jump part of my movement or my action?
Part of your movement.
Part of my movement? Perfect. And how much have I moved in total?
You've moved 60. No, you've moved 40. Yeah, no. 50 foot.
50 foot. And with
Mhm.
Step of the Wind, just going to double check with Step of the Wind. You can to dash, and your jump is doubled for your turn, so this counts as a dash as well, so I can dash all the way straight over to these boys.
Alright.
And 2 attacks to them.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
And
Only a monk could do something that
yeah.
crazy.
20 and a 25 for 27 points of damage.
27 points of damage. Okay, nice. The wind elemental is definitely damaged from this, but only due to your magical key-infused fist. Otherwise, you reckon you wouldn't have been doing much at all. So,
cool.
That's going to end your go. And Irina.
Alright. I've got this bugger right next to me.
Yeah, he's actually in your space, like swirling around. You're almost in the eye of the storm.
Which is irritating as heck. So, what do I do about it? Yeah, Gret with taking out Candlewick and having a couple of slices at him.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1. 25 to hit.
Yep, 10 piercing. That's the first damage it's taken.
And then 29.
Oh boy.
And he gets 2 charges.
It does. Why is it on all of them? That's the real question. Alright. What was the second one? 7 points. I'm having to do all the math because I'm not targeting it. Okay, cool. Alright, is that going to end your go? Carrots?
Right, Carius, well, kind of doesn't have an option here, but he would know, considering these things are literally composed out of wind and storms, that probably most of his spells are not going to be very effective here. So, he's just gonna hit it with his glaive.
Okay, go ahead.
I think I've got it targeted, so hopefully this works.
Does to hit. Nice, okay. Still got chunks and chunks left of it. And it says, "You strike like the wind, but you are but a breeze before the gale."
And you're but a grain of sand in a sandstorm. You're really not posing much of a threat here either. Garrus just sort of.
We shall see.
And then, do I want to do a bonus action? I could. Yeah, why not? No, that cost him any sorcery points. I'm good.
Okay, cool. In that case, Andy's go. You're prone, but you can get up. Stand
Yeah,
up.
I will say now that once my turn is finished, I need to go to bed. I'm literally falling asleep right now.
Alright.
So yeah, I guess she'll just use her movement to get up. And I still get an action, don't I? It's not.
Yeah.
It's just my movement that's been used.
Yep.
So if that's the case, I'll probably just get out my good old bow and try an arrow on this thing first before I start doing anything that's going to be too, like, using all my spells and my magic stuff. Oh, God.
You need to click the little.
Oh,
that one.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
15 is
15?
just a hit. Yeah, just a hit.
Okay.
Okay, 9 points of piercing with that one. Nice.
Do you
Can
get
I have
sneak attack on that or not?
You can.
I mean, you're by it, aren't you? You're
I'm
attacking
literally
it.
in the mist.
So yes, I will get sneak attack wherever my sneak attack is gone.
Should be in features.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. You just click the dice.
Active abilities. There's also psychic blade.
5.
Every stab counts.
Yeah, I guess that's all
And
she
did
can
you
do now.
also want to use anything else like psychic blades, or are you going to leave that for now? It's up to
No,
you.
I'm going to leave that for the time being. I'm not going to start wasting all my stuff right at the start. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
We haven't even got inside the canyon yet.
Yeah, I know.
I will have to go to bed now, guys. Sorry.
Alrighty. No worries.
Yeah, that's fair.
We'll probably.
No worries.
Been up since 5, so
That's okay.
Respectable.
night, guys.
Good
Night.
night. Sleep well. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah,
Eerie tries to continue to hide. Meanwhile, these dust devils swirling around. Let me see if they get a whirlwind back.
No.
Oh boy, they did. Alright, Irina, can you roll me a strength saving throw again? Oh no, you're gonna get flung. Okay. You see Irina is swept up as this creature effortlessly hurls you around. You take 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Do I get a reaction?
Yeah, you've always got a reaction.
Sweet. Okay, because I'm pissed. So.
But you're
Meow.
about to be flown in the air, so.
Meow.
Oh, the hellish rebuke's coming in. Oh god, yeah, here we go. Dex save for this little fella. They're dexterous, very dexterous, but they take half. So
Still
to
a
that
lot
one,
of damage.
it is hellish rebuke is hog champ.
It's still what, 18 points
19.
damage? 19.
Yeah, 19. And with that, they also explode because that's another spell. 19 points of damage, 15, 14, 9. And then you can roll 2d6. An extra 4 points. Yeah, an extra 4 points. So it's on 5. Alright, after that, you're going to get flung in a random direction, and I roll a 6. 1, 2, 3. You get thrown this way. Ah, you're in luck. No one in that direction. 5,
Yeah.
10, 15,
I
20.
literally just let the momentum roll me, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
ugh,
Rolling around, you do snap past what looks to be
spitting
almost
out a like mouthful of sand, just like.
come to a skidding halt, and you realize you did fly through something, but it didn't really hurt. There's this kind of like pole, like wooden pole in the ground that seemed to be somewhat of a way marker, maybe. Either way, it seemed to like got knocked over in the sand.
Fine.
And
I have distance now.
you do, but straight after that, it's gonna go straight towards the Velen and sit itself in there. Next one on Kashan. Come on and slam. Welcome to the jam. Have I got disadvantage because of your?
You have, but
Oh, either
a
way.
24 just about hits.
Jesus. Okay. So you take
Wow.
13 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing slams your head up against the rock. Straight afterwards.
Has it already taken it?
Taken what?
Yeah, it's already taken it. Cool, no worries.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's automatic damage. Yeah.
That's fine.
After that, it can roll normally, and we'll go for another slam. Natural 1. All right.
And
cool.
with that, I slap it back.
You slap. Its head though, it disperses as it hits the rock. It kind of explodes around it and then reforms again and shakes its head off. Straight afterwards, we are back to the one that is fighting Carius. Let me see if it recharged as well. It did.
Oh my god.
Let's go. Gareth, it goes right into you and whirlwind you. I'll save you the. That's all right. I'll do it. Make it quick. Yeet.
Yeah, I'm
No, no, it's again.
Oh no, it's bludgeoning
What
for
did
some
you
reason.
say about posing a threat?
I don't know, I've still felt rougher winds at sea.
You should have seen him after the curry last night.
17 points of bludgeoning, and you're gonna get flung. If you get flung against the wall, though, you'll be taking no damage. So
I'll just roll my
let's see what you get. 1, 2, 3.
15 maintains the con save.
You're heading straight this way. 5, 10, 15. You end up skidding across the ground. Thankfully, you don't impact any of the rocks. Quite lucky there. But you get flung around. You just kind of come to a swirling stop in the sand. You've kind of got almost made a sand angel. And that's going to end its go. I think actually we can use the movement. Yeah, you know what? We'll fly up. land behind Kashan there. Okay,
Bring it.
the Velen. Oh, yeah. Should have mentioned something as well. The one
What?
that's... This one's the one that's seeing... Yeah, okay. That's fine. All good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, the Velen. You have a Dust Devil right behind you.
Well, Phantasmal Force is concentration, but it doesn't really matter anymore because Kashan has started attacking it, so
Yeah.
it's not going to go for fake Carius now.
Hmm.
So, I have to do this at 5th level as well. The best way to get rid of air is to burn away the components.
Okay.
So I'm going to wall of fire it.
Which one?
The one right in front of us.
Okay.
To try and get it to move away. Or, if it wants, it can stay in the fire.
Okay. Lay down a spell token. I will mention though, one of those walls. Or lay down the spell token.
Yeah,
You didn't click the spell token, did you?
it didn't give me an option to have a spell token.
It does when you click the spell in the...
No, it just gave me option for level and consume a slot.
Is it 5th level?
Yeah. That is not
No.
wall of fire. What
No.
the hell?
Like I said, that's not
Nice.
spell token.
I mean, that could. That's a big wall of fire.
Oh, fuck.
No, that's even worse.
Get it lost. Right, first of all, when you click a spell, like Wall of Fire,
Yeah.
it will say place spell template. And you click
No. Consume spell slot, question mark, cast at level, drop down option, cast spell.
Yeah, some of the spells do, but it might be that that one just hasn't been set up quite
right.
right.
It's, okay. Sure.
I want it to go through, and I want it to go through right next to Andy, but pointing towards me, because I don't want to harm them.
Okay. Interesting. That Wall of Fire, if you end your turn on it, it will hurt you.
I know, I'm gonna have to move out of the way.
You
but
will.
I am doing a bold move for a wizard right now.
Made the save again, but took some damage.
Really?
It takes some
No.
damage.
Wait, my spell saves 20 now.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. Alright.
5,
So
10.
I've been
If I'm
taking
gonna,
that damage.
yeah, if I'm gonna move. Oh wow, that was a really bad roll as well. Oh no, it just had 1/1 in it. That's why.
Okay, it will instinctively slap with the back of his hand towards you for 20, hitting you.
Yeah, I couldn't even block that if I wanted.
Okay, take 18 points of bludgeoning damage and a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, you already did. Constitution saving throw. Oh come on!
Rest in peace, Wall of Fire.
Oh well, it did damage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
But don't you
Yeah.
get
Try.
advantage?
Oh wait, I do get advantage. You're
Because
right. Because of the robs.
right.
That's much
Well,
better.
there you go. You're fine then.
Do
Thank
know
you,
what
Cameron.
Do you know what? I said it on a whim. I just want to say, I just want to clarify, that was on a complete whim, but I'm so happy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the rogues do give advantage on it. They both give you magic resistance. No, wait, no,
You have
they
advantage
don't.
on saving throws against spells and other magical effects, not on Constitution.
Oh, no,
You need-
I
You
do.
need
Never mind.
Warcaster for
Yeah, it still gives you amazing resistance against magic, but
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
against a solid hit to the face.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
seem to
yeah.
always do a mage. Alright, okay, the Wall of Fire is down. The wizard is away, but injured,
I
and
tried.
that's going to end your turn.
I tried to save. I tried to stop it from going for them. Yeah, that's my everything I can do.
Okay, cool. Getting difficult to maintain mass health. What's he on? I'm going to take their health. They're all a bit odd looking to me. That's correct. This is not correct. Okay. It'll be back to you, Kashan. So
Okay.
go ahead, take your turn while I quickly change.
Mm-hmm.
Considering it's the
So-
top of the turn order and considering the time, does that seem a good place to stop rather than continue without someone?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, what's
Like, are they close to dead?
no? They're not.
Then
I feel
yeah.
that's going to be a while.
Yeah. All right then.
As much as it sucks.
Yeah, because we do want Andy
Mhm.
here for their turn. There's still a lot to get through, and yeah, lots of HP on these things. All right, so in the midst of this climactic little sandy dune battle, we're gonna have to call it there due to time. But hopefully they can prevail. They are getting battered around a bit, but their focus is split by the looks. No doubt they'll have to bring out some bigger guns to handle these threats. But until then, we'll have to end tonight's session and call it there. Hopefully, by the second session, they will get to the Dragon's Lair. I was hoping it to be today, but man, some things just dragged on, I guess. All right, we will be
In a good
back
way.
next week. And signing off here. See you then.
But join
Bye.
us on Sunday for the Witch
Oh.
Hunters in the Feywild.
With me as your special guest.
Oh no.
And join us Monday for Curse Breakers and Last Resort Company.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.